Attention all Sad Baby Squad members. Time for a pre-flight checklist. First, are you subscribed? Next, make sure you have all notifications turned on. You've hit that bell. All set? Now let's get out there and let's have a great flight.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dano channel. This is a live stream. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Let me know in the comments if you guys can hear me. It is 10:30 at night. We're about an hour and a half away from the Book of Boba Fett, Chapter 2. I don't think we know a name yet. I think we're going to find out when it happens at midnight. I'm excited for this. I'm excited, but I also got to warn you guys, I may lose my voice a little bit early tonight. I just got back from a hockey game. I have a billion things going on today, which means, of course, my wife was gifted tickets to the Vegas Golden Knights game here in town. And so, really good seats. So it's like, how could you turn down free seats? It's like, I have a billion things to do. But of course, it happens on the one night, you know? So I went. And on the way back, because we were trying to get our butts out of there before the crowd hit, it was either take the elevators and wait and risk waiting longer to get back. Literally just got back like 4 or 5 minutes ago. Or take the stairs 4 flights in a parking garage all the way up to the car and then get out, hopefully before the crowd. Well, we got out before the crowd, and boy, is this out of shape old man feeling it. Like literally, I'm like coughing. I'm like, ugh, I should not have just run 4 flights of stairs like that, just like raw with no, after sitting and slinging back a few drinks at the hockey game. Not a good move. I may lose my voice sooner than I thought. Alice Bricks is here. He says it's 5 p.m. where he lives. What's going on? Mike, you love the hoodie I made for the SC. Love the hoodie I made for the S. Oh, for the Star Cruiser. Yeah, my First Order hoodie. Right? It's very simple. Very simple to do. Saul saying, hey, Dano, great to see you. What a great end to your... Oh, well, happy birthday, Saul. Happy birthday. Nate says you can hear me okay. I'm going back. Alice Bricks. So I've got a couple things going on today. We've got a couple guests that should be showing up throughout this broadcast. Nate O'Shea says, you love hockey games. They are really fun to watch live. They are really fun. And the Frog's got to go. Peace out, homie. Skydance Don is here. What's going on? He says, hey, Nate, I'm going to message my first guest and let him know that I am on and ready when he is. Just so we can see how that goes. Ready when you are. So what I want to know from you guys here in the crowd, hanging out in the chat tonight, I'll put them on screen. What do you think is going to happen tonight on Book of Boba Fett Chapter 2? You think we're going to get more Tusken Raiders? I think that goes without saying. We're going to get more Tusken Raiders. Are we going to see who that the girl on the blue bike is? Do we learn about her tonight? Are we going to see more Trandoshans? I don't know. Leave it in the chat down there. I'm going to throw them up on screen and see what you guys think. Invalid says this will probably be the last stream you'll watch because you have school. You know what? My kids too. My kids start school tomorrow morning. Yeah, that's why I was like, we got home. I was like, why is it quiet down here? Yeah, everyone's in bed because they got to wake up early for school. I have to wake up early for work, but I'm still doing this because I love you guys and I love hanging out and doing the whole Star Wars thing. And the thing I saw chat earlier that says, what are we drinking tonight? This is going to be bullet bourbon, cranberry juice, and lime. Very similar to a Coruscant cooler. Very, very similar. Nate O'Shea says, we get to see the mayor. You know what? I think you're onto something with. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. We get to see the mayor. I think we would. Here, yeah, Alice Bricks with another one. He might meet the mayor, the Ithorian, Doc Ondar's cousin. I don't really know if he is or anything, but I think it'd be funny if he was. There's some like weird little like relation where they mention it, like, oh, he's related to the Ondars, something like silly, just like, you know, quick. Stone Monkey, what are you saying here? Good morning. Good. Where are you at, Stone Monkey? That it's still morning. It is 10:34 at night here. So, again, I've got 2 guests. One of them will be on soon. And, let me just double check here. And the other one will be on after the show ends. He's going to be doing his thing. And then after the show's over, he will join us. So, a couple surprises for you. What do we got here? Skyden says, I think the mayor has some splaining to do. And hey, can you do my poll that I missed whatever that is, and I'm not gonna do a poll right now in the moment. Maybe another stream, but for right now, no. Boba will have to kill everyone in the clan that try to kill him. Only way to rule is by respect. Is that respectful just to murder everybody? Straight murder? Stone Monkey is in Germany. That's why it's morning. All right. All right. Tom Hudson, what's going on? I'm trying to throw you up on the chat there. There you go. How you doing? How are things down where you're at? I say down because geographically you're located below where I'm at. Fallen starts in an hour and a half. It does. And just so everybody's clear, I'm going to hang out. We're going to hang out for an hour and a half here and talk and just chat before the show starts. When the show starts at midnight or a few minutes before, I'm going to let you guys know. I'm going to say, hey, I'm about to hit play in 3, 2, 1, and I'll hit play, and you guys can do it with me. Or if you're like, you know what, I don't want Dano in my ear ruining this thing, I'm going to leave and come back. Please do. Please do. Go enjoy it, and either fall asleep and talk to me later in the comments, or come back after you're done watching, join the live stream again, and then we can chat some more afterwards, because I'm going to hang out afterwards. So don't feel like you need to sit here through the stream while I'm watching it and just have me in your ear. If you want to do that, that's totally cool, because I'm going to be like calling out everything I see. But you don't have to do that. So just so you know, I just want to put that out there. Don't feel bad. Don't be like, I got to leave. No, we know. It's fine. It's totally cool. All right, what do we got here? Bradley Paquette, it's 12 p.m. there, so you got to go to sleep. But stayed awake so you could say hello. Oh, well, thank you, Bradley. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. You love the vid, Star Skateboarding? Well, awesome. I'm glad you're here. All right. Everyone, hope you're all good. Andy, what's going on? Glad to see you back. Can't wait to see the second episode, 6:30 a.m. in England. So your day is just getting started. Your day is just mine's like winding down. And of course, on a night after, like a night tonight, like where everything happens, I also stayed up most of the night. You can't tell by the look of this, but I spent most of my night, I was up to like 4 a.m, cleaning my desk and cleaning my closets and getting a lot of stuff primed for some moves I'm going to be making in the office. But once I got the ball rolling, I couldn't stop. So it was like 10 p.m. And then before I know it, it's like 4 a.m. And I'm like, oh, I got to go to bed so I can go to work soonish. And so I'm already running off 0 sleep. So ought to be a very fun stream. Skydance, you can't ruin it, Dana, with your enthusiasm. Oh, thanks, brother. I appreciate you saying that. And I'm glad you're here, Don. You love the content, Cody. Keep it. I will try. I will definitely try. It's fun to have these little watch parties. We got 42 people in here. Can I just ask 42 of you a favor? Can you guys hit that thumbs up button? It helps share this stream out with other people. It gets other like-minded Star Wars fans hanging out. And honestly, I think we got a pretty good community. Like, I don't want to brag too hard, but for the most part, there aren't a ton of, like, negative people. Because, I mean, criticism's fine. But for the most part, you guys are really, like, awesome. If you don't like something, you're very respectful about explaining how and why you don't like it. Or if you love something, you're really passionate about why you love it. And I don't get a lot of, like, there's not a lot of moof milkers in this community. So it's cool when you guys hit that thumbs up button, when you hit the share and you share this out. It builds that community, but, like, the algorithm knows, just share this with the cool ones, man. Just share it. Just keep this on the DL with the people who are chill and can, like, you know, because there's a lot of people out there that are not chill. I've seen them lately. I've seen them. and they're intense. And they're not necessarily my kind of people. I like to take things a little more easy and just, like, you know, let's have an adult conversation. So I'm glad you guys are here. I appreciate every single one of you. Oh, we got a little like spike. I see it. It happened. There it is. Nate O'Shea with the hit the like. Hit the like. House Prinks. There you go. There you go. Cheers from Fallen. Says, need to make sure your watch party, because Bad Batch was 5 p.m. for you, but it's 7 p.m. for you. The trailer only had the first episode in it. So this is where the fun begins. You know, the trailers had a little bit more than the first episode. Especially that girl on the blue bike. Not much. It was mostly first episode, like they said. But again, the mayor. We saw the mayor in the trailers, but we didn't see him in the actual episode. I want to know more about that cantina, their little bar. What was it called? The Sanctuary? I like that's my favorite so far. I said the F word. the favorite. But like so far from from the first chapter, I really loved that scene with Max Rebo back and like, oh boy, oh like I went back and watched that probably like 15 times, just that scene. Aiden Bradley, what's the orange blue legacy-esque thing looking? Oh, this. I know what you're talking about. This, good question, actually. This was sent to me by a guy named RM 3D Prints, Rocky Mountain 3D Prints. Really cool stuff. My drink's in the way. Really cool. It's big, right? Look at my arm. I've got big old giant arms. Check it out. Inside, I put all my Savi's pins hanging from the inside. Those are all kyber crystals. And some are real, some are made by other creators. But get this, you probably won't be able to see it too well. It's got a light up name tag on the inside. It's 3D printed. You can kind of see me in there a little bit. But maybe it'll focus enough for you guys to... No, maybe it won't. There, you can kind of see me there. But this was sent to me. It's a really, really cool piece. Amazing. Rocky Mountain 3D Prints. RM 3D Prints. And he printed it blue and orange and silver, kind of like my channel colors to kind of match my droids. We got blue, orange, and silver. We've got mostly orange with Brad, and we've got blue with Sad. And normally my droids sit on top of it. So yeah, good call seeing that. Would you love to even talk about an episode if you're down onto? Yes, I'm not sure. Something happened in the words there. Star says hit that like button. Oh, on your channels. Possibly. Hit me up. Best place to hit me up is on Instagram, honestly, because that doesn't get as flooded as other inboxes. Tom Hudson says, you love the Kit Bash videos. Oh, yeah, with the phone cases. I've got them here in a drawer. I was going to open the drawer, but then I would have knocked over my gaffy stick. I guarantee you I'm the only one tonight streaming while holding a gaffy stick. God. Now, I picked this up from the Disney store years ago. It's mostly foam. It feels like a Nerf kind of thing. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get my my Fett helmet out. I'm gonna get my gaffy stick off the wall. Just be ready to celebrate and hang out tonight. Brent Hobart says, I appreciate bringing everybody together. Oh man, I appreciate you being here. Puck wasn't personally wowed by anything in the first episode, but you're holding out. Got to let things play out and get interesting. No, I feel you. I've seen a lot of feedback like that. Bubba's got to use his rockets and everything. He disintegrated that man. He absolutely disintegrated that man. Oh, cool. Oh, you know what? There it is. I see someone in the way. We have a special guest tonight. There he is. I can hear you, kind of. There he is. We got a little bit of echo going, but this is I Am Geek Show. Ryan Street, what's going on? Can you hear me? Ryan Street. Hear me?
Let me get my earphones kicking here.
Okay, because it get a little bit of an
echo.
echo.
Let's see.
And while you're doing
switched over. It was on
I'm going to put some text on the screen.
Maybe.
Let's see how this works. Hey, that's you.
Is that better?
That seems better. Yeah.
Like, it switched over to my computer instead of my Yeti. Okay.
Oh, right on. Yeah, sometimes I use a little bit of a feedback. How are you doing tonight?
Good. I made it. Sorry, I was actually pouring kyber crystals, and time got away from me.
Yeah. Anything you want to tell us about that?
The ones I was pouring is actually I'm going to Disneyland for my first time, and in a little bit, and
this weekend, right?
I'm taking. It's the 16th of January.
Oh, okay. So in like a week.
So I'm leaving this weekend for Hawaii, and then on the way back from Milani.
Oh, wow.
For my 20th wedding anniversary. We're stopping at Disneyland.
Oh, sweet.
So, woohoo.
So you're gonna
so I made a hand.
Give it. Oh, I didn't mean to hit that button. Oh, I think we lost you. We lost Ryan. So that's not my name. That's Ryan's name. But I'm gonna leave that there until he calls back in. I didn't kick him out. He just disappeared. Ryan, come back. Come back, Ryan. There he is. I hear him calling in. And there he is. You're back.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know. It just dropped you, but it's fine. So your wedding anniversary, you're going to be going to Disneyland. You were just pouring kyber crystals. Are you going to be giving them
Yes.
away?
I'm going to give a handful away to cast members.
Oh, I love it.
It's
I
a
love it.
special crystal just for cast members, for like celebrating cast members.
That's awesome, dude. That's
So
really cool.
yeah.
That
I mean, I
I'm
may have a
looking at
couple of my
that.
other ones with me, but I did it at Disney World, and the cast members went
Oh
crazy
yeah,
for it.
I'm sure they loved that. I was saying I
Yeah.
was gonna reach for last time when I was in Galaxy's Edge, Hondo Supply. I don't know if you know Mike from Hondo Supply. He makes these coins, and they're for cast
Oh,
members.
cool.
It's a
Oh, that's
medallion
cool.
of appreciation, and so I was able to give one to Vi Marati, who's
Oh,
hanging out,
cool.
because it was like my first time seeing her in 2021, but back in 2020 before everything shut down, she actually helped me track down Ray in my video where I was trying to show Ray her 3D printed lightsaber before, like
Oh,
right,
I
you
remember
know,
that. Yeah.
yeah. And so it was the same Vimerati. And so I was like, I saw
Oh,
her, she was really
cool.
nice and talking to us about the droids and everything. So I was able to give her one of those. And I think it's really cool that
That's
you're going to be
cool.
giving cast members
Yeah,
kyber
the
crystals
ones
like
at Disney
this.
World look sort of like that. They had the 50th
Oh, the 50th.
anniversary.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the Disneyland tour are going to look a little different, but it's gonna be cool, I think.
Yeah, that is really
But and
cool.
then I'm working on a very secret project that hopefully will be out when I get back from
Oh,
Disneyland.
okay,
That's going to
okay.
change everything in the Kyber game.
I think it will. I know what you're talking about, but I can't say anything. So it'll be a cool surprise. It'll be a cool surprise. I think you're right though. Just to help tease it out a little bit more. I think you're right. It is going to change everything. So everybody make sure you're following Ryan at I Am Geek Show on Instagram. Where else can they get a hold of you? The podcast, right? I Am
They
Geek Show.
can the podcast I am Geek anywhere you listen to podcasts, or my shop for Etsy is it's at I am Geek Shop on Etsy, or you can join the group or the page on Facebook I am Geek Shop, and that way you'll see all the Kyber crystals that are coming out.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. When someone says, when does it drop? It drops at midnight Pacific time. So we've got an hour and 13 minutes till the episode drops. But one of the things I have to keep reiterating to people, because sometimes I feel like they don't realize it, I'm not going to put the show on screen. I'm going to react to it in real time. I'm going to let people know when I hit play. And, I'll have my
Yeah.
reactions as I watch. But I'm not going to put it on screen because that'll get me flagged with a community guideline strike here on YouTube. You can't put copyrighted stuff like that on screen. I actually tried for Mando season 2 on one of the episodes. I even
Uh,
flipped it and had it small and covered, and I still got flagged. And it wasn't until about last month that I got it resolved and unmarked from my profile. So I will not be putting anything on screen. So Ryan,
what
I
is
gotta
it?
know. I gotta.
Yes.
How did you feel about episode 1? Were you a big fan? Was it just okay? Did you not like it? People are all over the place with it.
I liked it. I liked, the escape from the Sarlacc pit. Spoilers. But you know what? I think I like the best, which most people are saying the flip. I sort of liked I guess you call it present day parts
Okay.
versus the past parts. I sort of like those better because I liked going into the cantina. I liked seeing all the droids, and
I
liked
like that
seeing
too.
Max Rebo.
I
I
loved that.
love
That
that
was
part.
that was
I
my.
watched that part so many
That's
times.
what I was saying just before you got on. I was like, I watched that like 15 times, just that scene with Max Rebo, the
Yeah,
drummer droid, and all that. So yeah, I was
yeah,
all about that. All about that.
yeah.
Um,
But
okay,
overall, I
so
thought it was a good first episode.
I thought so too. I saw a lot of criticism online that it was too slow, but then I also heard criticism that it was too short, so it went by fast. So I was like, well, make up your minds. What is it? Um,
Yeah,
but I mean, I tend to lean towards just enjoying everything. Anytime I see something new
yeah,
Star Wars, my mind just goes like, "Wow, new Star Wars," and I just kind of love it. And I don't get too critical
yeah,
about it until like my third or fourth watch, when all the wow
yeah.
wears off. Then I'm like, okay, well maybe that could have been different. But I did really like a lot of it. I liked a lot of the weird backstory with the Tusken Raiders and the different color. They were a little bit darker in like color with the robes and
Yeah,
everything. We got to see the chieftain and younglings and the weird
yeah.
Goro monster. There was a lot of like cool,
That was funny.
neat stuff in that episode. And yeah, I don't know if I would say I liked the flashbacks more than the new stuff, or either way.
Yeah,
I kind of just enjoyed it all. I was like,
yeah.
this was
I mean, it was good.
this is a fun ride. It's cool we're getting new Star Wars. I'm always here for that.
You know what the strangest criticism I saw, because I looked to see what people were saying about it. The strangest one I saw was somebody, like, an actual article said, there were too many aliens.
What?
I'm like,
Too many
what?
aliens?
It's Star Wars.
What the heck? What does that even... How? How
I
do
don't
too
know.
many
What does that
aliens
mean?
Star Wars? That's
And that they should have kept his helmet on. And it was like...
I did see that a lot, too. Everyone's like, keep his helmet on. I also saw Beta Fett was trending around because it seemed like Fennec Shan did everything for him. So they were calling him Beta Fett. Like, that's actually clever and funny. I don't think that's accurate, but it is funny. So I was like, that's kind of funny. Yeah. Tom's like, too many aliens. Yeah, right? What a weird...
Yeah, I know. It's so weird.
MagFed Mandalorian says, glad to be back for this week's watch party. Glad you are here. Oh, so I'm hearing that you are much louder than I am. So let me just change up my levels just a little bit, because in my ear, you sound just fine. But thank you, Dixie, for mentioning that. And if anybody, like, if the levels get weird, in my ear, everyone sounds the same, and I can't really hear myself. I can only hear everybody else. So please, feel free to leave comments like that and let me know so I can adjust things on the fly. Because, again, this is live. Anything could happen. So there you go. All right. So you enjoyed it. Do you have any predictions for this week? Or any, like, thing you think we might see specifically?
I think we'll see the mayor this week.
Yeah.
I think he'll, because we've already seen him in the trailer, so I don't think they'll hold out. I don't think I know there's gonna be some people pop up, but I don't know if they'll pop up in the second episode. Because we have like 7 episodes. I'm pretty sure we'll have
6 and 8,
some people,
which is exactly 7.
Yeah,
It's something like
yeah.
that.
So I don't know if we'll have any other familiar faces pop up on episode 2. It would be cool, but they may hold off on that.
So did you see the preview or the little teaser with the girl on the blue swoop bike?
Yes.
Do you think we're going to see her tonight? Or do you think
I
they're
hope
going to
so.
hold that out to like the last episode or something?
Yeah. Watch it just be like some random person that doesn't matter.
It's going to be someone.
It's just like, let's just throw this in there.
It doesn't even matter. Like, let's just drive everybody nuts with this little clip.
And then we'll make an action figure over it, and she'll sit on their shelves for years.
Yep. That is exactly how it works. All right, let's see. Let's check with the chat here. 7 episodes is what Todd Atwells is saying. There are 7. Interesting number, because wasn't I feel like Mando season 1, wasn't that like, is either 13 or 8? I'm getting my numbers mixed because it's late and I've had a long day.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I think it was either 13 or 8. But yeah, so it's kind of a weird. 7 just seems like a weird number. It's not even, but it's not like super long. I don't know. I think Loki was 6, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Disney, like,
something
just
like
thinking compared to other Disney Plus shows.
And Hawkeye was 6.
Hawkeye was 6. So 7 just feels weird to me for some reason. Tom Myers Klipsch says R5D4 is going to come in and work for Boba. Maybe. We did see R5D4 on Tatooine in Mando season 2, or was it season 1? Either way, with Pele. When they went to the docking bay in Mos Eisley. Now he's in Mos Espa. I think that's a different little city. So who knows? Maybe. This guy's, I think, asked this a couple times. Michael Venice, Dano, are you a fan of Star Wars Theory's YouTube channel? I wouldn't say I'm a hardcore fan. I watch it on occasion. I don't necessarily agree with all the takes, but I enjoy content from time to time from him. Like today I was watching some of the predictions from them in Nerd Theory, and I was like, oh, this is fun. So, yeah, I guess you could say I'm a little bit of a fan. I don't watch a ton of Star Wars channels, to be honest. It's kind of hard, because I don't want, I don't want other channels' feedback to skew my feedback too much. You know, because it does that. That's kind of that's what happens. Like, there's no avoiding it if you watch it. Those thoughts will seep in, whether they're positive, whether they're negative, whatever. They're going to seep in. So I try not to, because I turn the camera on and talk, and I want to give my most genuine thoughts before they've been hit with someone else, you know? So I try not to watch too much unless I've already done a video about it. Now, if I've done a video about something, then I'll watch. I'll be like, okay, let me see what everyone else has to say. But not until I've got my words out as pure as possible first.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Kidult TV says, you love our rooms. Super cool. Yeah, you got a lot going on in your room there.
Yeah, this is many, many years of collecting. I've got. I can watch this. Yeah, I can. Where's my remote? I can go full bright.
Oh, there you go.
See everything. So I've got my Boba Fett, my Savis right there. I had to bring those out front and center since I'm on with you.
That's what I got my Boba Fett out too, and I had my. I don't know if you saw, but I have a gaffy stick, just ready to go
cool.
just in case things get wild.
Yeah, and I got Mando back there.
Oh yeah.
Darksaber's back there with him.
Nice. Is it the Disney Darksaber or the Hasbro Black Series?
No, it's the Hasbro.
Are you liking
which
that thing?
I like it so much better than the Disney one.
Well, the Hasbro Force Effects Elite ones really do have a lot more features.
Yeah, they do.
What,
and
roughly
it looks
more
better
expensive,
than
but they like look really good. Yeah.
I pre-ordered it last December, and then they canceled my order. But then it showed up, so I wrapped it and put it under my tree. It's like, oh, where did this come from?
Oh, Santa.
Yeah.
Love it.
My wife was like, yeah, right.
Oh. Here we go. 5 Fires. You want to see more flashbacks? Do we know what's the current situation of Slave One in this timeline? I don't think we do. We know that he took off at the end of Mando Season 2. After he helped them infiltrate into that, it wasn't a Star Destroyer, whatever that ship was that he helped Mando, Fennec Shand, Cara Dune, Bo-Katan, everyone. He helped them get onto that ship, him and Fennec Shand took off, and that was the last we saw of the Slave One, and that was at the season finale of Mando Season 2. So, I'm guessing he still has it. It's probably parked right outside Jabba's palace somewhere. So yeah, I think we haven't seen it yet at all. They didn't show it.
I wonder So where's it going to be at in the past, though? I wonder where it's at in the past.
Well, it's still probably at Jabba's palace if he.
Yeah, that's true.
Barge, right? Because he rode on the sail barge, or at least one of the skiffs, and then
unless somebody took it, and they're like.
But he got it back. We know he got it back.
We know he gets it back. There's probably going to be an episode that focuses on him getting the ship
Someone
back.
jacked the ship. Someone was like, nope, it was Max Rebo.
Yeah.
That's how he survived.
I'm out of here.
All right, let me see what
Are we
going to
get
in the chat. Oh, go ahead.
No, do you think we'll get any original characters? Original of the
like Han,
Luke,
kind of thing. I've seen the rumors about Han, and I think it would be cool. But which Han? Like, it was rumored that it was going to be Harrison Ford de-aged. Yeah. I think that would be okay, but why? You know, like, I only get excited if it's got a good reason for them being there.
Yeah.
Rather than them just being like, they showed up and that was it. I want Bosk. I want the other bounty hunters. I want to see Dengar. I want to see Bosk. I want to see Forlom. I want to see Zuckuss. I want those characters that also had very minimal screen time to become emboldened by this show. So we get to learn, even if it's not like much more than a minute. I would take that and I would be really happy with that. Just like we're getting a show about Boba Fett, who prior to Mando Season 2, you know, he had very little screen time. He just a couple lines and that was it. And now we're getting a whole show about it. So, yeah, I would love to see more about those bounty hunters. I think there's a lot there that can be unpacked, especially now that they're rebuilding canon, you know, under Disney. They can pull some of that legend stuff. They can, you know, there's a lot there that could be a lot of fun. All right. What do we got here? Puck says, Harrison probably wouldn't want to come back, and I could see that. That's kind of why I think that's a no-go. And if it was, what's his name, Alden Ehrenreich, he wouldn't look old enough, I think. And even if they aged him, I don't know. I just think it would be weird. I would be cool with it if they did it, but I feel like there's too many it has to be done just right, and finding that balance is kind of hard. So I think it's a hard sell to cram Han in there. So I don't expect it. I would like it, but I don't expect it. I expect more of those side characters, like I was saying, the different bounty hunters. What if we get something crazy like Dash Rendar?
That would be cool.
How like insane would the internet go if we got Shadows of the Empire reference in new canon?
Yeah.
I mean, we have swoop bike gangs that we've seen in the trailer, and the swoop bike gangs are from Shadows of the Empire. So I'm just saying it'd be really neat, or Shizor, like a reference to Prince Shizor. Just something like a little nugget to give us like, like they did when they teased Thrawn in Mando Season 2. They said Grand Admiral Thrawn. We didn't see him, but his name was mentioned. And of course the internet lost its mind. Like, oh my god, Thrawn confirmed in the new, and we know he's been in the cartoons with Rebels and everything. But it'd be neat to get a little bit of Prince Shizor, Dash Rendar, a little bit of Shadows of the Empire coming into play here.
Ooh.
Tom Meyer says, yep, he loves Dash. He loves it. Puck says, it would feel overly fan servicey if Han showed up. I agree. It'd have to be done just right. And that's a really hard needle to thread. So, I don't know if they would actually do that. Star Skateboarding says, do you agree that Jar Jar is a Sith Lord? We don't know what happened to Jar Jar, actually. I don't know that he's a Sith Lord, like, for real. But we don't know what happened.
There wasn't one book, right? There was a book, and he...
No, was it Legends or was it?
No, it was a recent book.
It was.
And he was like a clown juggler on this planet.
It
and
was
people
one of the
just...
Aftermath. I think it was like the second or third Aftermath book that did bring him on.
It's sort of like a weird street jester.
Yeah. And it did kind of hint at something that could be taken more sinister. I do remember something like that. Star Wars Workshop says, like to see the other Hutts. Ooh, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's a good point, because we know there are a lot of Hutts out there. Even in the cartoon show Resistance, which not a ton of people watched, there were some Hutts in there. And so we know that in the sequel trilogy timeline, the Hutts are still around, and they're still running casinos and gambling and stuff like that. So it would make sense to see post Return of the Jedi, in between that time frame, to see the Hutts still around and wondering, like, hey, Jabba just died. Maybe they're trying to fill that power vacuum. And they know that Boba Fett was part of it. Like, he wasn't part of the ones who killed him, but all of a sudden he's in power? What? So maybe he will have to fend off the Hutts. That's a really good point, Kurt. So don't take kindly to Boba taking over the palace. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Jedi Outlaw Styles can't.
Of course, they've been gone for a while because of what? See, it's late. What's his name took over after Jabba?
Bib Fortuna. Yeah.
Bib Fortuna. Yeah. So the Hutt's been gone for a while, but they could come back.
Do you
think there's other
Hutts on Tatooine?
Yeah. Is there a Rancor? Is a Rancor going to pop up?
There was 2 Rancors, so I think.
Yeah.
Because the one that they mentioned on Bad Batch is not the same name as the one that we saw Luke kill in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
That's a different name. But at the end of the episode of Bad Batch, Bib Fortuna showed up and did take that Rancor. So it leads us to assume that there are 2 Rancors, the one that died, and Moochie. That's his name was Moochie. So maybe we'll see Moochie. That'd be kind of cool. And
you noticed on the first episode, the guy that came for the mayor, he waited till after he was off that grate to say, you may be visited again.
Yeah.
He waited till he was out the gate, so there may be something down there.
He knows. Everybody knows what happened.
Yeah.
Mike says, I would love to see Cad Bane live action. I agree.
Oh.
It'd be hard to
that was a
pull off,
rumor.
Right? I mean, because you want it practical, right? You want, like, actual somebody in makeup. You don't want it too CGI. But you need a mix of both. So you got to, like, do that just right. Because Cad Bane is you're right, that's a really cool character. And just his whole, like, very Western gunslinger vibe would play really well in this story. So I'd like to see that too. It says, guys, who do you think would win in a duel? Din Djarin or Boba? Someone was asking that earlier, wanted me to do a poll. Should I do a poll? All right, you know what? Let me see if I can do a poll here. Let me go into my back end on the this little stream here and see if I can set up a poll. I haven't done this in a minute. So feel free to.
I'm looking at the comments, and somebody says, "Ryan, do you like Rise of Skywalker or Last Jedi more?" Oh man, I don't know if you want me to get into that.
So for myself, I'm not like, I will say I don't love Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
After Rise of Skywalker, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I don't think it's a great movie. I really don't. I will watch it. I'll still put it on. There's a lot of parts about it that I do like, but overall, yeah, no, I don't like that movie. But I ended up being a really big fan of Last Jedi, so I'm kind of in that boat. But
there's only one Star Wars movie that I don't like, and I've tried to watch it, multiple times to try to do let me look at it.
Yeah.
I don't like Last Jedi. I don't like Last Jedi.
Okay.
I just don't. Yeah, I've tried. The first time I was at Star Wars Celebration when Ryan Johnson was there, and he said, "Don't worry, I'm taking care of the fans. You guys are going to love this." And I'm like, "Okay, it's going to be good." And then when it came out, I was like,
Didn't do it for you.
Lied to us.
So did you? I'm curious. Did you read the book? Was it the? Oh my goodness! The Legend of Luke Skywalker. I think that's what it's called. Legend of Luke Skywalker. It was one of those Road to Last Jedi books that came out before the movie.
Yeah, I don't think I saw it. I don't think I read that one.
So I read that one right before, and for me, that made Last Jedi land. Had I not read that book ahead of time, I feel like I wouldn't have liked the movie as much. But what that book is, it's a series of short stories of these people like telling. I think it's Legends of Luke Skywalker, and it's these like 6 different stories, and they're all these like over the top crazy legends that are being told about Luke Skywalker, being shared by a bunch of stowaways on a ship on its way to Canto Bight. So it's like it starts out these people on some like poor they're stowing away. And they're just sharing stories about, oh, did you hear about when Luke did this and all this other kind of stuff? And they all have their different stories about him. And you start to like learn throughout the book that like some of these are tall tales. The galaxy as a whole really thinks that Luke is this giant, amazing guy who can ride on Star Destroyers like they were dewbacks. Like, like he's just this crazy, insane legend that is so blown out of proportion that Luke could never actually truly be what the galaxy thinks he is or has been made up to be after all the stories have been shared. And that kind of landed with me when I saw Luke be like, look, the Jedi were wrong. Like, just to think that, we could have it all correct as vanity. Like, yeah, he was right. Like, he could never live up. Nothing he could actually do, force powers or not, could actually live up to what the rest of the galaxy made him up to be. And he just like, if I show up anywhere, I'm going to look like a failure because I'm never going to live up to those tales that people are telling about me. And so he kind of like stepped back. And so to me, that landed. I was like, oh yeah, no, I get it. But only because I had read those stories right before I saw the movie. And I was like, oh, okay, that's why they make these books. This all landed and felt right. But I totally understand when people are like, I didn't like it. It's a weird movie. Last Jedi is it's the weirdest Star Wars movie out there.
It didn't feel like a Star Wars movie to me, and that's fine. That's the thing I like about Star Wars. For people that like Star Wars, that love Star Wars, you don't have to love everything,
Sure,
and it's okay if you like it. You like it. If you don't like it, then move on to the next. Somebody asked me because I've been showing my son Star Wars for the first time.
Oh, that's awesome!
Movies.
What a cool
he's
part
7
of like life that is.
Yeah.
As someone who has kids, they're older now, but like when you get to share Star Wars with your kids for the first time, it's a cool thing. So I showed him the first 3, 4, 5, and 6, and when we finished it, he goes, and I didn't prompt this at all. He said, "So how does Anakin become Darth Vader?" And I was like, "Oh, well, I've got something for you."
Yeah, I've got something for you. So we started the prequels, and we watched Phantom Menace the other night, and he was like, "I loved it. I want to see more." So it was cool. And somebody asked me, "What are you going to do when you get to The Last Jedi?" I'm like, "Oh, that doesn't exist in our house." Just as a joke.
That's funny. So we got a super chat from Don. He said, "Just wanted to support your habit." Thank you, Don. I appreciate you being here, man. That's awesome, dude. Oh, and I'm getting so this is a funny thing that happened. Galen Howard says Buckethead. So I wear a hat, right? And I have my head's misshapen or something. I always have to adjust my hat. I'm like always every like couple minutes I take the hat off, I swoop the hair and I put it back. And so people call me out in the chat and they say Buckethead every time I do that. And I think it's hilarious. It's something I started like a long time ago during live streams. And it's funny to see they still do that. So I love that you said that, Galen Howard. That's hilarious. I saw one earlier too. There was another Buckethead. Oh, there it is. Nate O'Shea with the Buckethead. Yeah, guys, feel free to just flood the chat with Buckethead every time I adjust my hat. Because it does happen often. Oh, there it is. Ferdian Emmerich says, spam Buckethead. Do it. Do it. So here we go. Jedi Outlaw says, Ryan's mic is too high compared to... So that's opposite of what we had earlier. No, I just turned you down a little bit. We'll get these levels right eventually. And I'm a little bit away from my mic too, so I'll be watching my little thing and seeing how that goes. Oh, there's more Bucketheads. Everybody's saying Buckethead. That's great. All right, there's some other stuff here in the chat that I missed. All right, let me see. Mace Nick Fury Windu. That's what Kidult TV saying. Yeah. Jedi Outlaw.
Man, if Mace Windu showed up,
that'd be wild, right?
That would be crazy.
Yeah. So still waiting for Robert Rodriguez to cast Danny Trejo as an outlaw Jedi, equipped with machete-style lightsabers and pop-up helping. Yes. 100. That's hilarious. All right, what do we got? Oh, here's another super chat from Tom Meyer Clips saying Luke was such a legend. Moff Gideon tried to kill himself when he showed up. Yeah, he did. Oh, cool. I got my Streamlabs thing set up. There we go. So if you guys super chat, you'll get the cool little image that pops up there.
Oh, cool.
Just so you know. And it should play a sound. I didn't hear it, but it should play a sound.
I heard it on my...
Oh, did you? Okay, cool. The little Star Tours theme.
Star Tours, yeah.
Got to. Is my show official yet? Don asks. Not yet. I'm yet to drop anything. It's still I'm not done with my drink, and it's been quite a night, so I'm sure I will. If I pick something up, I will drop it eventually. I know it. Let's see. Do I like Marvel or DC? I grew up with Marvel. I grew up with like Marvel cards, the little Tops and Fleer trading cards. That was my introduction to like nerddom. Was those cards. So I'm a big Marvel fan. DC, I like Batman, but I'm not a big, huge DC fan. I like Marvel more, but I love Batman. Like, if you were to make me choose a favorite superhero, I would probably pick Batman. But if you were to make me choose DC or Marvel, I would pick Marvel. So that's where I'm at.
That is hilarious. That's the same. Me, like I love Batman, but I love Marvel more than
Batman's
DC.
the coolest. Like,
yeah.
He's like the best. He really is the best in just the rogues gallery of villains and the Arkham games. Did you play the Arkham games?
Oh, love them. Yeah,
those are some of the best Batman.
Yeah,
like just
I think I finished all of them.
I love it. And you know, it's a weird thing that I also think is some of the best Batman. That like I feel like many people may not feel like this, but the Lego Batman movie. That was so good. I just like. Remember being like, that might just be the best Batman movie I've ever seen. It was silly and stupid and over the top and ridiculous.
Yeah,
it was a really good Batman movie.
It's funny that you mentioned that because it can go back to Star Wars. Did you know that Billy D. Williams was in the played Harvey Dent in one of the movies,
Michael Keaton,
the original one. Yeah, the Michael Keaton one, and then he got to be Two-Face. He never got to be Two-Face in the movies, but they brought him back for the Lego Batman movie to be Harvey Dent's voice, to be Two-Face.
That's
right. Isn't that cool?
Yeah. The voice cast
finally got to
on
be
Lego
Two-Face.
Batman movie was amazing.
Yeah.
It was so many like funny comedians. Of course, Will Arnett as Batman was really good. But you had Zach Galifianakis was Joker. Doug Benson, one of my favorite comedians, he was Bane, and like in his podcast, he always does a Bane impression. So it's just even funnier to have him cast as Bane. Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. All right, let's see what we got here in the chat People are saying they like both. I like both Marvel and DC. Scalp Savages. That movie was hilarious. I think you're talking about Lego Batman. That movie was so good. So good. Jeffrey says the Arkham games were mostly great. Yeah, I think Arkham Asylum was really good. Arkham City was probably like the best. And then Arkham Origins was pretty good. As far as the way I remember it. It's been a minute since I played them.
Yeah, it was the last one where they brought in having to drive the Batmobile, like you have to drive it.
Yeah, that was Origins. I didn't get into that.
Yeah, those missions were horrible.
Yeah,
they're so hard.
City, the second one, Arkham City.
Oh yeah, that
was so good,
fantastic,
so good. All right, someone says I love the DC shows, but not as much as you love Star Wars shows. Now, Star Skateboarding. When you say you love Star Wars, and I agree, I don't like DC shows, but I love Star Wars shows. Do you watch all the Star Wars shows? And did you watch Resistance? I'm curious how many people actually watched Resistance. I don't think it's a ton. I know a lot of people are like, I didn't like the art style. I didn't like some of it. And the first couple episodes were kind of hard to watch. I thought the story overall was really good. Maybe not really good. I would say that the story overall was good. Not really good. It was good. But I could see it's definitely the weakest show that they've released so far. But I was rewatching it about 2 weeks ago. I was just sitting at home one Saturday. I had nothing to do. I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch Resistance. And I got through most of it. And I was like, this isn't that bad. It's not great. Yeah. It's not like the best show ever. But it's really not a bad show. And I think it gets a bad rap. So I want to encourage anybody out there, if you have some free time, if nothing else to do, you're like, I want to watch Star Wars, but I don't know what. Because I feel like I find myself in that position, like, daily. You know, before I go to bed, I'm like, well, I've got to put something on. And I want to watch Star Wars, but I don't know what. And I cycle through the movies all the time. But try Resistance. Just give Resistance a try and kind of feel it out. I think it's there's something in there that could be appreciated by more people if they gave it a chance.
Yeah, I only watched like 2 episodes. I need to go back and watch it because I was watching it with my son. Yeah, okay. And he was like, I don't want to watch this anymore.
Yeah. No, and that makes sense. Like the first 2 episodes are kind of hard to watch, and they don't give you a whole lot to go off of. So it's kind of like, whatever. But I think by like the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, you start to see this divide happen between the main character and his like best friend, where she's getting pulled towards the First Order, and he's getting more pulled towards the Resistance. And you kind of see how neither of them are wrong, and neither of them are right. But it's kind of like a weird, like, I guess, maybe the word looking for is like allegory on how politically people, our family members, our friends, get pulled in different directions. And for many different reasons, they could be right or wrong. And it's like, it's a very interesting study that way. That when I started looking at it through that filter, I really was like, okay, I like where they're going with this, but this is maybe not for kids. Like, this is going to go over kids' heads. And it's also, like, it's going to get missed by adults who just saw the goofy jokes and didn't look past that. That's what I'm saying. There's something deeper there. There's a deeper story that I think they tried to tell and sneak in, and it just didn't land. But it's there. It is definitely there. But you got to kind of, like, look for it.
I'll have to watch it.
We got another super chat. Here we go from Tommy. Your buddy was head writer and executive producer, who was head writer and executive producer on the TMNT 2012 series. You know, I loved that. Did you watch the Ninja Turtles 2012 series? It was the one on Nickelodeon. I think
I saw some of it. Yeah, I think I saw some of that one.
So I grew up. Was born in '83. By the time I was like 6 or 7, Ninja Turtles were like peak toys and everything, cartoons. I loved it. I like eat, sleep, and crap Ninja Turtles at that age. Like that was my life. Before Star Wars was Ninja Turtles for me. Well, it was Jurassic Park was Ninja Turtles. But I loved Ninja Turtles. And when the 2012 one came out and my kids were like the ripe prime age to consume the new Nickelodeon Ninja Turtles, we got into it. And I actually think the 2012 Nickelodeon Ninja Turtles is better than the old 80s or 80s, 91 I grew up with. It's really good. It's one of those things, like, as an adult, I was like, man, you guys are getting prime, like, it did enough to reference the old ones, but it was just so well made, and, like, Another thing I definitely recommend that's not Star Wars. It's weird we're being very not Star Wars on this chat today, but whatever. It's live. We let the chat kind of just dictate what happens. So I'm all
Yeah.
for it. I'm all for it. Puck says, coming from a weeb, Visions was very good. Oh yeah, Visions. Did you?
Yeah.
Visions was. I think they said they're working on more. I don't know if it was officially 100%.
I hope so.
But I believe that we're gonna get more Visions. And I'm definitely here for that. The Visions was great.
Yeah.
There were some that weren't as strong as other episodes in that, but overall, I think I enjoyed every single one. There was none of them that I was like, that was bad. It takes a lot to get me there, but for the most, like every single one, like there was something I took away. And no, I liked that for this reason. I like that for this reason.
Yeah, we did a roundtable where we had a bunch of people on and we talked about Visions. We do roundtables on I'm Geek all the time. But we sort of came to the conclusion that if a couple of the episodes were put in different places, it would have been overall better.
I think the episode that they ended with was weird. The one where all of a sudden it was like it was kind of like a parallel to Anakin and Padme, where he tried to say, could bring her back to life or whatever. And they were like, okay, but he just turned to the dark side, did it, and it was over. And I was like, that's how you're ending the show? Like, you're ending the whole series with that? That could have gone in the middle. But I agree. There were some things you could definitely have rearranged, and it would have been a better, more cohesive project.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
That was still good.
What it is.
Yeah.
It was still really good. Exactly. It was still really good. I'm glad they started with the Ronin, or what, I forget what it was called.
Yeah.
That was the best way to start that. Absolutely. Yeah. There's no if you were to change the order on those episodes of Visions, that one stays as number one no matter what. Star Wars Workshop adds, I would really love to see a Star Wars show that focuses on the dark side. Not sure how you can make an audience root for a villain, but I'd love to see it. Now, isn't that what we're getting with the Acolyte that they're working on? That's supposed to be set in the High Republic era, but it's going to be a Sith Acolyte. So I think, Kurt, we're going to get exactly what you're talking about right there. We're going to get to see something that focuses on the dark side, or at least is from that point of view. All right. Let's see here. Someone says, yeah, Visions was great. Hey, Bradley, let's get Tano himself canon to start. I would love that. Even if I was just like a walk-around background resistance pilot or just something stupid. And I don't want lines. Just put me in the background walking around.
Aren't you canon in the Galactic Star Cruiser?
I guess I am.
Artwork?
I'm in the artwork. It looks like I'm in the artwork, kind of. Some people are like, no. I'm like, I kind of see it. When someone said it to me, I was like, oh yeah, that is me. Wow.
Yeah.
So yes, maybe I am canon to the Galactic Star Cruiser.
Yeah.
So speaking of the Galactic Star Cruiser, we have 48 minutes still until the episode starts.
Okay.
How are you feeling? Because there's been backlash. I've talked to friends who I know are going. I believe at this point you haven't booked yet. You haven't found a group to go with. You're still kind of in the interim. But seeing what we've been shown so far, and I'm sure you've seen the videos that have come out, how are you feeling about the Galactic Star Cruiser? And be honest, just let it all out, man.
I'm still excited for it. I haven't gone I haven't booked not because I think it's bad, but I haven't booked because I'd have to go by myself right now because taking my whole family, way too much. And I don't want to, and I can't pay for just for myself. Yeah. So I haven't booked because I don't have a group to go with. I think what's failed is the marketing. I think it's still going to be cool. I think it's going to be something that we've never seen before, and we're going to be immersed. But the marketing department, I think they just dropped the ball, and I don't know. I think that if they had went a different route, not giving away the whole story, but doing some story marketing instead of having, here's the guy from Goldberg's, come on. Instead of that, having some of the marketing be like, you got to get these plans, or you got to get this thing to the ship, and then you see little pieces of ship, and you see a stormtrooper here and there, and you see Star Wars instead of the guy from the Goldbergs. I think it would have went over better. And I think people wouldn't be complaining.
And I think part of that is, and this might be kind of why they pulled it down, but that was meant as part of their holiday special. That clip that they took and then shared as its own video and then later took down was part of their holiday special. And that's when you bring in a celebrity guest and they go see part of the new movie. That's totally in line with the holiday special. I had heard something about that was maybe why it got pulled, because it wasn't supposed to be used on its own. I don't know.
Yeah.
But either way, it's a bad look for Disney to have pulled it, no matter what. So I'm guessing that, and it might have been something they had to do against their will. But I agree with what you're saying 100%. The marketing has not been good. But I do think it's going to be a pretty awesome experience either way.
Oh, yeah.
It's like we're going to get to play Star Wars in a real ship. And like, I don't know. I'm still so looking forward to it.
I do wish that it was more grimy. You know,
I could see that.
Not as
clean,
I could see that. Or at least part of the ship that you go to and you're like,
I think the engineering room is going to be exactly that. So we know there's an engineering room that's part of like a story thing. You have to crawl to get there. And I think that the underbelly of the ship is going to be gross, grimy. There's going to be steam and pipes and all kinds of weird stuff.
Yeah.
But the story of the Star Cruiser is that it is a luxury Star Cruiser. So it wouldn't be dirty. They're going to keep that. It'd be like the Disney cruise, but in space. And if you go to the Disney cruise, which you go on any of the ships, the Wish, the Dream, whatever, which are now, 30 years old almost? They were built in the mid-90s. You know, we're getting ready to be 30 years old soon, which is crazy to say. And those are pristine inside. You go inside, and those are gorgeous, clean, look like they were built yesterday. So when I think of that concept, but put into Star Wars, to me, it makes sense that, it is clean. And it's not grimy. It's not as lived in because it's a luxury cruise liner. I wouldn't pay that kind of money to go on a Disney cruise if it looked like grimy. But, and then same thing if I was a Star Wars character, if I wanted to take a grimy whatever, I'd just go down to the local docking bay and hire a charter to take me to wherever. It would be grimy and gross. Or like just the same way I could maybe stow away in a cargo ship from California to China. It would be grimy and gross. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if I'm going to pay top dollar for a luxury experience in Earth today, it's going to look nice and clean. And I guess the same thing would be if I was in space. If I was paying for a nice luxury experience, it would probably be nice and clean because I'm paying top credits for it, which it definitely is top credits. Right? So to me, that makes sense. Like, I feel like it's a fair criticism because it doesn't look Star Wars, and lived in and grimy does look Star Wars. So that makes sense. I get it. But then on the other hand, I think, well, what they're going for is luxury, pristine, posh Star Wars, which we haven't seen yet. And I think that hasn't really clicked with people, and that's a hard sell because we haven't really seen it other than Canto Bight for a couple minutes, a little bit on Coruscant, and we don't know that side of Star Wars yet, so people don't register that as looking like Star Wars. So, like, when you say
maybe that's my problem.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you say that's correct. Like, you're right. It doesn't look like Star Wars because we haven't seen that side of Star Wars yet. So, you're not wrong, but I think it's just a case of we just haven't seen that part yet.
Yeah, and I hope there's more to the lightsaber training and all that stuff.
Yes. So that's another part of the criticism too, and I agree with that 100%, that it does not look great from what we've seen so far. And I hope there's more to it, and it's a bit more fun. And I mean, no matter what, Josh Tomorrow just doing this looked bad. It looked bad. It looked bad. It was so wooden in the movements. And we're all going to be there excited and like, I don't know. It's going to be, no matter what, it's going to be fun. And we're going to be like joking and dressed up, and it's going to be a thing.
Yeah.
I hope I get to go more than once in my lifetime. If I end up really, really liking it. Because for me, we ended up going in a group of 8. And I was invited to go to this group that was already like put together. But we ended up doing 2 rooms, and it's 4 people per room. And it ended up costing about $1,700 a pop, which is a far cry better than 6,000 for one person or 4,800 for
Yeah.
one person, right? So
Yeah.
if I end up really, really liking it a lot and like coming away from it off my March 3rd trip and be like, yeah, I'm gonna have to do that again, I could save up and swing another $1,700 to go again later in the year. And so what I would want to do
Yeah.
is probably put a different group together. So if you're down to wait, at least
Oh,
I know
yeah.
one person. I think Nate in here. I'm pretty sure he'd mentioned he was looking for maybe a group to. I don't know if I'm misquoting him or not, but I think he was also looking for possibly a single group to go with. And I've met him, and I know he's cool. So again, there's
Cool.
3 out of 4. You know what I'm saying? Like if we go later in the year or something, I can maybe figure that out and space that out to make that work.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that's hard because you never, you don't want to travel with complete strangers. You know,
Yeah,
it's like you kind
that's
of
true.
gotta know people are gonna be like okay on the level, not too, you gotta have a good
Yeah,
understanding.
definitely.
Especially if you're spending that much money, you want to enjoy it and not be stuck with people that you don't mesh with well, because like not everybody's gonna exactly get along, and that makes sense. Oh yeah, Gaylid Howard said she did offer for September. I think Gaylid has the Grand Captain Suite, if I remember
Oh.
correctly. Yeah, right. Oh, Tom, you're getting a Captain Suite with your sister and nephew, but it's paid in full. See, and this is the cool part to me is I know in my community. Shoot, if you want to tag, maybe I'll go like 8 times. If everybody's like, if you want to tag along, oh my goodness, you guys, you like, I want. I know I'm gonna want to. I know I'm gonna want to. But I completely got sidetracked by that. I was saying something. I was going somewhere, and you guys sidetracked me.
If anybody needs me to carry their bags or
There you go. There you
feed them
go.
their food or whatever, I'll just tag along.
That's what I was getting at. Okay, so when you look online, you look anywhere else, it looks like, based on comments and based on feedback and articles and everything, it looks like the community as a whole has such a negative take on the thing entirely. When you look at the internet as a whole.
Yeah.
When I look at my communities, I look at the different Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser groups. I look at groups that I started and I have. It seems to skew way more positive. And I don't know if that's because that's just the people I bring. Like that's the vibe I bring to the table is, no, we're going to hang out and we're going to be adult about things and just be like generally positive. And if we don't like things, we can talk about it like normal adults instead of like just pure vitriol and hatred like the internet tends to be sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like my own skew that I've brought to that or what, but like from what I'm seeing from actual people I've talked to and know, and like Tommy was saying, he's gonna go, got the Captain Suite. These are people I talk to and see, in videos and comments, and I've met in person, and it seems to skew more positive in real life. Whereas you look at the internet, and it's just like, I hate it. It should be burned down, and it's gonna fail, and it's already, I'm like, wow, it's a weird, stark difference. Nate said he is. So Nate is looking for another. So again, like, there is a group to put people together to like so they can get to know each other. There's like a Facebook group for it. It's like a Sweet Mate Finder or something like that, like Galactic Star Cruiser Sweet Mate Finder. Someone made a group because it's a real thing, and like you don't book a trip with like someone you don't, like I said, someone you don't get along with or don't know, but it's a cool little like group that exists so people can get to know each other first and be like, hey, you know what, you seem cool, we could probably make this work and split costs, because $4,800 for one person is insane. It's nuts.
It is.
That's too much. Yeah. But $1,700 for 2 nights, still really high, but that's more reasonable. You get food, you get like that you can kind of justify. And the thing with it, there's going to be a lot of intangibles. A lot of that, experience that, how do you put a value on some of those memories that you're going to make doing that? There's no dollar amount that you can like say is going to be universal that everybody can agree. No, that experience was worth $100 to everybody. It's not. To me, I could be like, I'm going to remember that forever. That was worth $1,000 on its own. Just doing that, being able to sneak Chewie out of the brig or whatever, like there's things like that I'll look back on and be like, no, I can't put a dollar value on that. Like earlier I mentioned this thing with that I gave to Vi Marati. that moment when I was hanging out in Galaxy's Edge all day, and I had the 3D printed version of Rey's saber, the first one really to be brought to Disneyland, as far as I could tell. I hadn't seen anybody posting that they had it at Disneyland, and I had it with me, and it was a Savi saber, and it lit up, and it worked, and I was like, I want to see what happens when I show it to Rey. And it was overall, it was a very anticlimactic video. But all day I couldn't find Rey all day. I found Chewie, I found everyone else, I found Vimerati a couple times, and I was telling her, I was like, hey, I'm looking for Rey. I want to show her this lightsaber and see what she thinks. It's her staff, but it's a lightsaber. Just to see what happens. And it wasn't until later in the evening, I was hanging out with Star Wars IRL. I'm not sure if you've seen his channel. Does great stuff, great videos. Yeah. He happened to be visiting Disneyland at the same time. And we're kind of hanging out, walking around, and we're literally at the blue milk stall, or the milk stall, and getting our blue milks, and he's got his like tripod and all his equipment and everything. And Vimerati walks by. And this is hours later after I talked to her. Vimerati walks by and stops and looks at me and says, You were looking for Rey, right? I'm like, yeah, I was. Come with me. I know where she's at. And I just like look at him, and I'm like, I gotta take this mission, man. Like this is my moment. I get to do this. Like, I'm really on a mission to go find Rey. And she took me the long way through, like, we were at the milk stand. We could have just cut in front of the droid depot, but she took me the long way back through Oga's, by the Falcon, through the marketplace, all the way to get back to the Resistance area. And we were like sneaking around, and I was like, I've seen her do that with, like, 11-year-old kids in Jedi robes and stuff. And I'm like, that's cool. She does that with kids. I was getting to have my moment. I can't put a price on that. I loved that. I like in that moment, oh, I almost knocked something over. In that moment, I was just like, I was a little kid again. I was like, oh my God, I'm on my Star Wars mission. This is really happening. And, like, all reality went out the window. It was so cool to me. And so stuff like that is going to happen on the Star Cruiser all the time. That's why we're going, is like specifically so we can get those moments and that kind of stuff happening. And so it's going to be real hard to put a price on stuff like that. So when it comes to, like, $1,700, I think I'm going to get that and then some out of it. Just, food, experience, memories, all of it. So to me, it's an easy sell. As far as that price, $4,800. I don't know about that. I don't know if I'm gonna get that many great memories out of it. But that's
I'd have to sell a whole lot of kyber crystals to be able to.
Hey, let me know. I'll plug them for you, man. I'll plug them for you.
Oh yeah.
Tom says, rather invite friends who appreciate Star Wars fandom and love than charge someone random for a spot. No, that makes sense. That makes total sense. All right, let's see. Well, in Bradley says, Dano is the canon way Rey knew what to design her saber at. That's true, because I showed it to her, and Galaxy's Edge takes place between 8 and 9. So I showed it to her between 8 and 9. So I am the canon reason that she knows how to make that saber. That's awesome. Oh, Peter's here. Don't click on a single negative Star Wars video on YouTube. Yet every single Star Cruiser is a failure video gets recommended to me. I know, right? Isn't that wild? And also, someone was mentioning earlier, congrats on 250,000 subscribers for Ordinary Adventures. Absolutely. Congrats to them. They, like, killed it. That's so amazing. Like,
one of my favorite channels out there. So good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm hoping
it's funny,
on here one of these nights.
Yeah, that'd be cool. He mentioned that about the Star Wars. It's funny that, when Galaxy's Edge first opened, it was the same thing. They're like, well, they're going to turn this into Aladdin.
Yes. I actually shared that article. I researched and looked for it last night and shared it with someone who was talking about. They were like, yeah, this reminds me of the beginning of Galaxy's Edge when they were saying it was a failure. Yeah. I was like, yeah, they said it was going to be changed to Aladdin. And I researched and looked up the article and shared it. I was like, that is so ridiculous. I mean, here we are now. Like, no. Lau Kim Lim says, love the channel. Well, thank you. And thank you for being here. Jeffrey Clinard, I know that feeling on a cruise ship. They had Jeopardy sessions. You were a player in the last session. That ship now has a new all-time high score. You were in the zone with categories that you knew. Right on. All right, so we're back to the chat. All right, so now we've got about 20 minutes before the show starts. So we got 20 minutes before the show starts. I'm going to need to take a quick break, a little quick bathroom break, freshen up my drink. I think I got a water here too, which is good. And then the show's going to start. And last week it actually showed up on Disney Plus about 10 minutes before midnight. So I was able to start it a little early. Now, Ryan, are you going to want to hang out during the whole viewing? Are we going to try to sync? Or do you want to take off, watch it, and then come back? Or take off and just see what happens if you make it back?
Hey, I'm wide awake. I had some caffeine. I'm here. If you want me to hang out, I'll hang out. I've got my iPad here. I can watch it on.
You're welcome to hang out the whole time. You're absolutely welcome to hang out as long as you want.
Sounds great.
Cool. All right, so I'm going to keep refreshing the Disney Plus as we get like at the 11:50 p.m. my time. I forget, where are you located? Texas?
Central time.
Central.
So it comes out at 2 a.m. here.
Oh wow, yeah, you are up late.
Yeah.
It'll be worth it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Let me catch up with the chat. Where are we at? Oh, you got a saber from Saberforms, dude. I hope you love it. I hope you sprung for the Eco NeoPixel, because that's going to be... So the one I reviewed was the basic, and it was really, really cool. But they're actually they liked my review, and they think it's done well, and they've seen that people like yourself ordered some with my links. So thank you for that and letting me know. But they liked that you guys ordered a good amount, and they're sending me another lightsaber to review, this time with the full NeoPixel, all the features and colors and everything.
Ooh.
So be ready for a review on that. And before that one gets to me, I'm actually reviewing a different NeoPixel saber from another company that has really, really cool, crazy features too. So just get ready. If you guys like the lightsaber stuff, I've been kind of hesitant on doing it and like getting into like the lightsabers because I don't really collect the legacy sabers. I'm not into replicas. But when this company Saberforge reached out to me and they were like, hey, we want to send you a lightsaber if you want to review it. And I looked and I was like, oh, they're not replicas. They're all just like new different sculpts. Cool. I'll take a look at that. And I ended up loving it. I was like, this is really cool, the stuff that these things do. And I only had the basic version. And so there's a fancier, different one. And this other one, I have it right here, has sent me one. The hilt itself is not as fancy. It's very thin and light, but I kind of like that because it's good for actually like playing and messing around with. But the capabilities of the tech inside, what it can do and how programmable it is, oh man, I sat there for like 2 hours one night just like going through the different settings of what you can get it to do. And it's going to be a long, hard video to edit because there's so many features that this other one does. And that's one. I'm going to get another one after this one from Saberforms that I'm going to get. Has other features too, so I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to dive in hard on these newer, higher-end lightsabers because they're really cool, and they give the Galaxy's Edge Legacy sabers a run for their money for sure. The difference, I mean, they don't look like replicas. They don't look exactly like the same saber. They're different, but what they can do on that blade is amazing. And do you have any?
I have one. Yes, I have two. Wait. Yeah, I have two, I think. A company that Crimson Dawn lightsabers.
Oh yeah.
I met them and they came on our show a bunch, and they would just send me lightsabers. And then I went to their place because it's here in Texas, and they were like, "Let's build you a lightsaber." So it was like a weird Savi's experience in the real world. It was like, let's take pieces, let's build them together. So I have a NeoPixel that basically does everything that we hand built in his shop.
That's cool.
So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Really cool.
It does. My kids love the rainbow effect. You can make it look like rainbow going up and down.
Yeah, so you can have the rainbow like stripes going up and down, and then you can have other lights flashing and bouncing. And
it's pretty
you can change how quickly it ignites and how quickly it comes down, and you can change the effect on when it ignites. Like it'll like flash a little bit and then ignite.
Yeah.
Or like there's
it's really cool.
It's wild. Like I literally did sit there for like 2 hours trying all the different things to be like, okay, or you can get the flame effects going where it looks like it's on fire. And, and the force push where you hold the button. Like force. It's.
I'll run back there and grab it.
Oh sure.
You can see it's not charged probably, but I don't think I can turn it on, but I'll show you what it looks like.
Lord Firehawk just became a Sad Baby Squad leader. Thanks for joining, man. Appreciate it. I'm going to try to get more exclusive stuff for members coming out very soon. All right. Oh, there you go.
Good. So this is what it what we
that.
put together.
I see. That's I don't like replicas. I like it when we get different kind of stuff, and that's a mix, right? That's
it's just
bit Obi-Wan. Like the bottom of it's a little bit Obi-Wan. The middle's a little bit Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon, yeah, and then up here is sort of a Sithy-like looks like.
Yeah, no,
I don't think it's charged right now.
I like seeing that kind of stuff.
This is really cool.
Oh, we got a super chat from a Jedi Master. Jedi Master, Bender, and Rue Crease. Thank you for that super chat. Much appreciated, friend. Glad you're here. Aiden Bradley asks, Ryan, do you think there's a chance of Mace Windu returning? And I'm going to add to that, what percentage chance do you think?
I would love for him to return somehow, and I think this would be a good one to return in or make a nod to.
Yeah, because he
maybe make a nod to like Thrawn. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to, but it would be so good. I mean, I don't know how they would do it perfectly though.
Yeah.
Like, would Mace come there, or would Boba go searching for the guy that basically killed his dad? And I don't think in a 7-episode series, I think they could hint at that, but that could be sort of a
take
season in itself.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think you're right on that. Jeff Clenard says 0%. Sam Jackson is an expensive guest star. You know what? That's a great point. That is a really good point. And while Disney Plus is probably giving this show a giant budget, you're right. That could eat up a lot of it. Definitely. What do we got here? Don says, celebrate 17 months. Oh, yeah. Seems like yesterday. Heck yeah. That's awesome, man. Would love to see Mace come back. The droid's shelf is saying. Right, Tom says, what do we got here? Star Wars, I think they have weird laws on blaster gun replicas, especially in California. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that was a... And that kind of makes sense for California. Jedi Master Bender and Rue Cree says the Starkiller story is going to be told within Cinematic Universe. Who do you think will be revealed as Starkiller? Ezra Bridger or Cal Kestis? Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't think we know that Starkiller is going to be told in canon yet, but who would be revealed as Starkiller? If I had to choose between the two that you're giving, Ezra or Cal, I would probably guess it would be Cal if that was a possibility. I don't think that's actually going to happen, but if I had to choose between the two, I would go with Cal Kestis. And also, I can't wait for more Cal Kestis. I want Fallen Legends 2, or not Fallen. What's it called? Fallen Order 2. I don't know why I think
Jedi Fallen Order.
Fallen Order 2 is going to be. It's got to be so good. Recently, like my son, who's just turned like 16 in August, just randomly he'll just be like, Fallen Order is really good. I'm like, yeah, it is really good. Like just random topic. Like we'll be at dinner. He'd be like, you know what? Fallen Order is really good. Yeah, random thing to say that at dinner, but okay, you're right. It really is. Like, I don't know where that came from, but you're right. We kind of talked about this one a little bit earlier, but G-Fett's like, do you think Han Solo will appear in Book of Boba Fett? I don't think he will. I think that's a lot. I think that's a lot of gravity to take.
Maybe a nod to him.
Yes. Yeah. So to answer that better, will appear. Maybe, yeah, like maybe is a little nod, but it won't be anything. I don't think we'll actually see him. He might be mentioned, or someone else might, like something that we know Han did might show up, something like that. There might be reference or some kind of small impact from Han, but I don't think we're gonna see him in the show. I think that's hard. That's hard to do right, and they're already under so much scrutiny. Like, I liked the episodes, but like the articles that you see from like Forbes and stuff try to make it sound like Book of Boba Fett was a failure. and they go off of like Rotten Tomatoes scores that are under, a skew negative. It's like under 50% positive or whatever, or it's not even that low. It's like 70%, but they're saying that like, well, it's like 76% positive, which is still net positive. That just means 76 people, when asked, said, "Yeah, no, we liked it," as opposed, instead of "No, I didn't like it." That's all Rotten Tomatoes ever is. It's not any more intricate than that. But out of like, I think they had 400 people that wrote, that's the people's scores out of like 400 people total, and so it's like, are you really gonna use that as your metric? But what they do is they compare that to the first episode of Mandalorian, which was like 90 something percent positive. And they compare it to other shows, and they're like, well, it seems that Book of Boba Fett is not as well received as other shows because it's only 76% positive as opposed to 90 something like the other shows. It's like, yeah, that's a weird way to look at it. But a lot of the articles are making it seem like people don't like it, and I'm like, I don't know. I talked to a lot of people who are just like stoked about the last episode and are like ready to go for this new one. Oh, we are at 11:50. Okay, so the episode's gonna come. Oh, it's already up. It's already up.
It's already up.
I just refreshed Disney Plus and it shows up as Chapter 2, 53 minutes.
Oh.
Does not have a name yet, but I can click it and it says watch the episode. Now I'm gonna wait for you. I was gonna take a break. Should we take a quick 2-minute break or something? Do you need to do anything?
It's up to you. Whatever you want to do.
I'm feeling fine. I think I'm good. I've got a little bit of drink left. I got a whole bottle of water. I think I'm gonna be fine. So we can keep going, but I'm gonna wait till you are ready to go. We can kind of synchronize. I'll do a 3, 2, 1 play, and kind of go from there. And then again, if we're not in sync and you're like, you know what, this isn't working for me, I got to dip out, so you can watch it and then come back afterwards or something. That's cool too, because I know it gets weird if we're not synced up perfectly and I'm reacting to stuff before you do. I don't want to ruin your experience with this episode.
I've got it. I think I can hit it, and it should work. So you tell me when.
Thomas Hudson says episode is up. Episode is up. And again, same thing for everybody in the chat. I will not be the least bit offended if you guys want to leave and then come back afterwards and talk about it. I'm seeing a little bit of a dip in the people that are here. A couple people left. I get it. That's totally cool. I'm still going to be hanging out after the show's over talking about it. I'm probably going to replay it again while I talk about it. Oops, I actually just hit play. No, I'm still 0.
Yeah, I just hit play, about paused it. So
okay, cool. So is it on the Disney screen and the thing just started? Okay, cool. So we're in the same spot. So you want a 3, 2, 1 play?
Yeah, let's do this.
Ready? All right.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. Okay. I'm gonna leave the recap playing.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, cool. I do wonder what that gang is with the JL logo on the wall.
Yeah, they got to come back.
I hope we get some cool new droids this episode.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Those Boston Dynamic Dogs ones from last week were pretty cool.
Yeah, they were.
All right, here goes. So right now I've got the Lucasfilm that just popped up. All right, cool. We are in sync. And for anyone watching, I'm at minute 15, minute 16, minute 17 is what my timeline shows. Ah, the palace. They walked.
Oh, she's bringing back
They were on foot. Oh yes, you're right. Who is that?
That's the guy she captured in the last
Is that
episode.
Toro Calican? No.
It's one of the
you're right. You're right. The
ninja
red,
dudes.
Yeah. Whoa. Ichuta. Love it. Wow.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Moochie. Please tell me this is Moochie. Oh my goodness. This is already so awesome.
Yes, it is.
The mayor. Oh! They got us. They got us all.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, man.
That's funny.
We got played. The Tribes of Tatooine. All right. The Tribes of Tatooine. I like it. Oh, that's a gorgeous shot. Oh, my goodness. Mos Espa's huge. This kind of stuff's my favorite. When we get to see all the little side aliens and different clothing that they wear.
Yeah. Yes.
All the Trandoshans. The looks they give. Okay. Tom says, is this the DMV? Oh, it's the mayor's office. It is kind of like the DMV.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm glad he's back.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. He was just right there. He's a translator on him.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh, oh.
Okay. Interesting. I like those outfits those mayor's guards got.
Yeah. Ooh.
I like how furry the mayor is.
Yeah.
He pronounced it different.
Ooh.
Daimo instead of daimyo.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Kind of giving me Mando season 2 vibes. Where like, go here. No, you need to go there.
Yeah.
Select this thing and go here. Very like Legend of Zelda. Like, take this object and take it to them. The music, I love it. Ah, yes, 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 yes. More of Max Rebo. I'm glad we're back at the sanctuary.
Yeah.
Love that. Like a Gumpta on Mustafar. The twins.
Whoa.
We're gonna see huts. We're gonna see more huts.
Oh.
What is this? Kaylin, so she didn't look happy to see Boba. Nope. Not at all.
Mm-hmm.
What was that beat? Boom. 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 Tommy says I could live in the cantina. Yep.
Yes. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh.
the twins. Wow. Oh, the Hask thugs. I love it. Oh, the droids. He's like a weird gonk. Oh my goodness. We get huts. I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he said it right. Daimyo. Is he gonna eat that little guinea pig? Is that a
Oh,
Wookiee?
who's this dude? Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
He looks mean. Wow. Interesting that they didn't translate that.
Mm.
I need to learn Huttese. I like they can barely hold it
With
up.
the drop of.
All right. Oh, that Wookiee.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a bad dude. Caitlin Ryan saying that's the Wookiee that worked with Dr. Aphra. Interesting.
Ah.
Interesting. I loved all of that. That was tense. I want to know more about that Wookiee. Wow.
Oh.
There we go. The flashbacks. Banthas.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that transition they do from it going green and then to like just normal color.
Yeah. He's learning.
Let's get in the gaffy stick. Get in the gaffy sticks. They're much bigger than mine. Oh.
Oh.
He straight slapped him. He picks up quick.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
Is that a wart? That's a wart. Oh, no, don't shoot. All right. All right.
Oh, something's coming. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, snap. So that
Now
Wookiee's
this is
name
pod racing.
Yeah, right? That Wookiee is from Dr. Africomic, though. Black
Ah. Oh,
Kirstan is the name. Oh, whoa.
oh
Oh,
man.
that's not... What is that? That's like a...
The
It's like
train.
one of those hover
You're in a
trains from
train.
Solo. Yep, another space train. Just like in Solo. Oh my god, they're massacring these Tusken Raiders. And the Bantha. Oh. Jeff Clenard says, whoever's on that train, they're better than stormtroopers. Yeah. Tom says, when do we get this mission on Smuggler's Run? For sure. I do want new missions on Smuggler's Run. Aiden thinks it's an Imperial train. All right. All right. I'm so glad that we have a name for that Wookiee. I'm going to have to, like,
Yeah.
download and read all of those comics, like, tomorrow. Are they burning him? Was it
Yeah.
the chieftain? The chieftain died, right? I think the chieftain got shot. Wow. Oh, maybe it was the night winds. That is a good point. That might.
Hmm.
I'll have to go back and look at who was in that train. We saw him for a brief second. Okay, they killed the Bantha. I hate him already. I agree. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
There's that swoop gang. Well, I like this music. I like this music. Little Knight Rider almost.
Yeah.
Oh, Chieftain's still alive. The long speeder.
Ooh.
He's gonna take a crew with him? Just him. All right.
Just him.
Like no armor, just his like white little flight suit, jumpsuit thing. Are those what are those Klaatu? They're not Klaatu. What is that? I can't think of that species with the little horns.
Yeah, I can't. I don't remember. They're about to get it though.
Ooh, what is that game? I love when I see these little things, and I want to know what the games are. Nikto? No, he's not a Nikto.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, yeah. Uh-oh is right. That is a Nikto.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Oh, I love that. With the shadow.
Yes.
Oh, is this Anchorhead? They're at Anchorhead.
Ah.
I think it's Anchorhead. I don't know for sure, but... There you go. Tom says, I think it's Nikto. Yeah, I think you're right, dude. I think it is. I do need to learn Tuscan Sign Language. Oh, yeah. Goes into the biker bar and wrecks shop. Love it. Oh. I love the faces he makes when he's. It's very
Yeah.
much like the Maori haka, like those, when they're
Yeah.
doing the tribal war dance. That's it. I love the tables too. Those are definitely tables we've seen before in Star Wars. And all the
Yeah.
swoop bikes.
He's taking him one.
Yeah, yeah. And they have that logo. That logo is almost like Savi's. I have a flag that I just
Yeah.
but it's almost like Savi. It's not, but it is very similar. That it goes down and then comes back up.
Oh, he's taking all of them.
Oh, he hooked him up like a train, or he like you can do that with swoop bikes. That's kind of cool. That is cool. Going from nomads to biker gang. Sure, why not? Oh, they're like ready to shoot. Oh, you just roped them together.
Yep.
That's so cool. We're just about halfway through with the episode too, so there's still a lot more. It's already been so much, I think.
Yeah.
They're taking him apart. Just throwing pieces. Oh, I wonder if they're averse to technology. Is that kind of
Maybe.
the cowboy trying to show the Indians how to use, modern technology instead of the horse? Someone says
That's
Boba
really
looks
funny.
like it looks like he had veneers done.
Yeah.
Oh no. That's hilarious. Oh, the engine sputtering. Oh.
Oh.
Does someone edit that into a meme, please? Oh, almost. I love the fail montage. Oh.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh.
Tom says Fast and the Furious Tatooine. Heck yeah. That's awesome. Ooh, what is that little like gang mark on the speeder? I love all those little details. When they add that kind of stuff, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I want to put that on something. I really dig these new Tusken Raider costumes with the black instead of just brown
Yes.
we've seen before. And even different colored gaffy sticks. His is black and the other one's brown.
Oh.
It's that pointy end. Uh-oh, who's that? Or is that them looking for the train?
Comes the train.
Uh-oh, here you go. To our 3 bikes. That's the youngling. That's the youngling from last episode.
Yeah.
And the sniper's ready to go. Yes, we're ready. That's so awesome. Oh, he got quite a few bikes. He got like 5 bikes. And so this train just does what it wants. No track.
Good.
All right.
Oh, here they come. Let's shoot some.
Ooh. Dang. Oh, not another bantha. Not the bantha. Okay. Oh.
Oh.
We got a good look at one then.
Yeah.
That almost looked like the pikes. Almost. Oh, Galen says it's a mining train. That would make sense with the spice mines of Kessel being the pikes. Oh.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Someone's like, another bantha? Yeah, they got another bantha. I hope there's like a no banthas were harmed during the filming of this. That's a pike. That looked like Quay Tolsoit from Solo.
Whoa.
Thank you, JD Vision. Appreciate you saying that. Okay. Ooh, Aiden asks, I wonder if Boba could be force sensitive. Interesting move, but maybe. Maybe. Yeah, those look like pikes. Just the head shape, that whatever that is. Huh. I love that. Uh-oh. I think Tom's a little further ahead than I am.
Oh. A droid.
Yeah, there's the droid. Well, engineer droid. All right. Whoa. Oh.
That's cool.
Oh, it's going. Oh, no. disappeared. Oh, he's wrecking shop.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yes. Oh, you see the gaffy stick. Bring him down. Oh, that droid. That is a cool droid.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's going to get...
Oh.
Wow. That's a lot of banthas. Are they trying to like make us feel bad for the two they killed? Was that Yeah, those are the pikes. For sure, those are the pikes. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, no. Oh.
Oh.
The droid just dipped. What?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Whoa, he's got little spider
Oh.
legs. Okay.
That's not good.
This is wild, man.
Yeah. There they come.
Awesome. Oh, yeah, take it all. Take everything. Take it all. Yeah, Tom, those are definitely pikes. Just by the look of them, those are definitely the pikes. Aiden says, this is insane compared to the first episode. I think so, too.
Mm-hmm.
Way better than the first one. I love the first one. Oh, pikes, and what is that other species to the left? Those fish people. Oh, that is them. That's what the pikes look like underneath their helmet thing? Okay. Okay. Spies. Called it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're denying everything? Yes. Bare-faced pikes. Mask covers their faces, so yeah, that's them unmasked. Kind of like the white worms. Ooh. Tenfold. Syndicate. Pike Syndicate. Yeah. That's a good question, Jeff. Wonder if Fett's time in the Sarlacc made him rethink Force as the only solution. Yeah. Black Melon. Official name.
Hmm.
That's crazy. That's what the Pikes look like underneath their mask. Dang. Yes. I love it. I love it. Oh, that's cool. Aiden Bradley says this is before Mando. Yeah, that was shot before, or that was set before Mando when he's with the Tuskens. The parts that are after Mando is when he's on Mos Espa with the armor.
Oh.
Oh, a gift. Oh. Oh, a little lizard guy. Huh. Ooh. Oh!
Oh!
What the? It went up his nose? Or in
What?
his mouth? He's... Oh, he's gonna trip out now, man.
Oh.
He's... That's what Tommy was saying in space. Oh, he is gonna trip out. He like the equivalent of licking a
What?
toad or whatever. This episode got so much cooler. All of a sudden. Yeah. He's tripping out, man. Oh, whoa. And then he's got the armor. What? Whoa. So this is how the Tuskens see everything all the time. Kayla says, I don't want that for a trip. No. Not if trees do that. Not if trees are doing that.
Ooh.
Oh no. We get more Sarlacc footage. Yeah. Oh. Wow. That was cool.
Yeah,
I
what?
really liked that montage, like all of that. Oh yeah, he's definitely hallucinating. That was like space peyote. Oh, good point. Galen says maybe this is why he's having dreams again. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is that stick he's got? What part of that tree, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh.
Ooh. Okay. It really did guide his brain. Oh, are they gonna make him something cool out of it?
Mm-hmm. Maybe that's how they get their. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, in Mando season 2, he had that gaffy stick. I wonder if they make it out of this.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. That's how they get their weapons. They go on this journey.
Spiritual journey. You pick the
Yeah.
branch, and it is very like Native American. Like, there's a lot of parallels in that.
Yeah. Oh, he's getting his outfit.
Oh yeah, and this is how we saw him on Tatooine in Mando season 2.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if this is it for this Tusken Raider story, and then we can move on and go forward.
Maybe so.
I'm really liking it. I'm glad we get to see this.
Yeah.
And they wrap him. Oh, I love it. I love the textures on that fabric.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just go to the fabric store and buy stuff like that. That's the part that I don't I don't like. I wish you could find that stuff easily. Because I would love to like make cool stuff like that. But it's so hard to find that kind of fabric. Or at least at a generic like fabric store.
Yeah.
Tom Meyer says this is very Robert Rodriguez. Yes, it is. It is very, very Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, he looks so cool.
He looks cool. I like that. Yeah, he's definitely part of the tribe. Alice Brick says he's being knighted. Yeah, I could see that. Now he's fetting right in with the rest of the Tuscans. Wow. Ooh. Wow. Oh, they're
It's a
totally
version
gonna
of the
make him again.
armorer.
Yeah, I love this. They just hacking it and yeah, totally gonna make him the stick out of that.
Yeah.
This almost reminds me of Kill Bill a little bit, even though it's Tarantino. But with the Hattori Hanzo making the sword, the demon sword.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's cool. He's getting his gaffy stick. He's making his gaffy stick. Oh wow! So these little
So cool.
bumps are hand carved and then fired up in a kiln. Dude. I love it. And he's putting on the little metal pieces at the bottom. Yeah, Tom says I need to make your own
That's
gaffy
cool.
stick experience. Yeah. Mine's much shorter. Oh, this is very much like the Haka.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a little more movement. There's more like they're running around the fire, but you can tell this has its root in like the Maori kind of culture mixed with a little bit of Native American. Like,
Yeah.
that's cool. Oh yeah, and the faces and the like, all of it. Yes.
Oh, that was cool.
I loved that. That was really cool. And of course the artwork. I like always love sitting through and watching the artwork. The huts.
Yeah.
The huts. Wow. Wow. All right, in the chat as this is winding down and you guys are all a couple people are a little bit ahead of us, but as everybody's kind of finishing on this episode, start pouring in your thoughts in the chat down below. I'm going to start putting them up on screen. How did you feel overall? I'm going to enjoy some of this artwork while you guys put that stuff in there. We got an Ithorian mayor. We got to see that. Wait, that was 50. Oh my goodness. That was much longer than the first episode.
Yeah.
That was way longer. Yeah. It says 52 minutes, I think, total for the whole runtime with credits. But wow. Yeah. I'm seeing wow from Aiden Bradley. Don's over here saying fun. I thought it was fun too. I thought it was fun. Awesome. How was that 50 minutes? Yeah. That was cool. And it definitely had like a middle point. Because I remember after all the stuff in town, before we got to the whole thing with the Tusken Raiders, I was like, oh, that's just the middle of the episode. And there was a lot with the huts, the Wookiee. Wow. And that whole lizard up his nose. There we go. MagFed Mandalorian says, what an episode. What an episode indeed. He became part of the tribe. Yep, he did. He did. The Terminator Chewie was so cool to see. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That was really cool. That was so cool. All right, so now that the artwork's done, I'm going to go back to the beginning, and I'm just going to turn the volume down and just kind of let it play back from the beginning with low volume in my ear. So that is so good, man. All right, so how do you rank this versus episode 1? Better or worse?
Better.
I think so too. I think so. I think that was much better than the first one. We got a lot in this episode. It was much longer. But I mean, they took down the whole train. We got to see the swoop gang. He took out the assassins. Like, there was so much. There was so much. We almost got to see a Rancor. We were so close to getting to see a Rancor. Oh, man. Tom's saying he loved the native culture influences on technological advances. I like that, too.
Yeah.
I think it was handled really well. Like, it was... Yeah, that was cool. Daniel Sabater says, so much of the Haka was presented in this, right? It really was. And yeah, so super glad Tamura had his chance. That was him. He brought that to this. And he'd mentioned that when you watch those, like, making of episodes, the gallery or whatever, on Disney Plus. When you watch the gallery, like, they talked about him kind of bringing elements of the Haka to his fighting style in that one episode of Mando Season 2. So that's kind of cool. We got to see more of that represented around the fire just then. Aiden Bradley says, in his opinion, better than the first episode. Yeah, great episode. Nate, you're back. Let me know how you felt about this. I loved it. Manda Shroomian. He was tripping out. He was tripping out, man. Terminator Chewie was a little intimidating. Nate says, oh my gosh, packed with awesomeness. Thomas Hudson says, thought the Wookiee might be Afra's partner. I think that's guaranteed. I think that is confirmed. I think I pulled it up here a second ago on my phone. Let me go back and look it up real quick. When I was trying to look up Nikto. I'm going to type his name here. I'm going to put his photo on the screen. Black Chrysantan is his name. Let me get an image. All right, so his name is Black Chrysanthemum. Oh, that's absolutely him. Will it just pop up on the screen? Oh, yeah, there we go. Look at this guy.
Oh yeah.
Your Black Chrysanthemum. Even the spikes on his shoulder are correct. Yeah, that's absolutely who that was. Absolutely who that was. So we have a name for that Wookiee. But why is he working for the Hutts? Why is he working for the Hutts? Jeff Clarence says this is better. Aiden Bradley, definitely better. Don says better. Can't believe Black Chrysanthemum is canon now. I hope I'm saying that correct. I don't know how else I would say that. Chrysanthemum? I know, it's my best Wookiee. We got to see more Hutts, which is always cool, seeing more. I wonder if people will complain that there's too many aliens, because we got Wookiees, Hutts, a lot of Trandoshans. A lot of Trandoshans giving side-eye. They were like, in that, when they were walking through town, they were like giving sass, flashing some bad looks. There's another one. So cool seeing Black Chrysanthemum outside of the comics. At least 90% positive that absolutely is who that was. There's no denying it. The spikes in the shoulder, as I'm going to put the image back up real quick. I think. There we go. Look at the spikes on the shoulder. That was absolutely who that was. No doubt about it. Oh, 11 out of 5. That is a very high rating. Very, very high rating. So much crafting and cosplay to come. Wookiee and the gaffy stick. I know. That whole gaffy stick sequence at the end, when they showed him building it, and it wasn't that someone else built it for him, but they taught him how, kind of step by step, how to do that. There's a lot of really cool like montages in this.
Yeah,
There's a lot of that. Like even the him tripping out with the that was actually really cool. And just seeing like the reflection of his face in the helmet, and that turned into something else. And that whole, I need to rewatch that whole him tripping out on lizard boogers, whatever kind of thing. Because that was wild, man. That was so wild. Someone says, "Yo, was that 2 Jabbas? It was 2 Hutts, the twins."
2 Hutts, yeah. I want the hamster thing. I want Galaxy's Edge to have the hamster thing, so you can just walk around with it and just like, oh, it's so hot here in Florida. It's good to get my hamster out.
There you go. Just dab myself. What if they sell the lizard?
Oh.
Because it's right up their nose. Curious to know why Boba isn't wearing a mask like all the other Tuskens. Probably because it's hot. That's my guess. Is there are 2 suns and it is hot. And I don't know if his mask or his helmet. Well, yeah, you're right. Because, okay, so here's my question then. And I asked this on Twitter yesterday or today. I don't remember when. But I kind of got an answer. Are humans different depending on what planet they're on? Like has there ever been a specific, like, humans from Coruscant? Do they evolve and are they genetically different than humans from Tatooine or humans from Hoth? Though I don't know that there are any from Hoth. But, those kind of things are like, oh, interesting, because they could, like a Mandalorian. Everyone says, well, they're from Mandalore. They're humans. They're humanoid. Human-like, I think, is what the article someone sent me from Wikipedia. There's a thing called human-like, which is, like, genetically very similar, but there can be different genes within that differ. But to that, the reason I bring that up is Sand People, Tusken Raiders. We assume they're human underneath all of that, right? But we've never seen one unmasked.
They've been portrayed a couple of ways in different comics and stuff unmasked, and they look. There's a reason. There's a reason why they wear the masks. In one of the comics, anyways, they did not look very pretty.
But were they human-like?
I'm trying to remember. They were. Let's see if I can find a picture.
We find that seeing the Pikes was cool as well, says MagFed Mandalorian. Yeah. Both present and flashback showed Fett was interested in tribute instead of terror. Good point. Very good point. Tom says, I think he was based on Chewie from Shadows. He did look very similar to Chewie from Shadows. I was thinking that the whole time, too. But once they gave me the name and I looked him up, I was like, oh, it's absolutely the Wookiee that worked with Afra. Can't wait for new Galaxy's Edge Book of Boba Fett themed stuff. Yeah, for sure. For sure. A lot of people are saying they want to build their own gaffy stick. That's come up quite a few times. A lot of people are like, no, I want to build my own gaffy stick experience. And here's another one. Daniel says, new project, making a gaffy stick has so much more meaning now. You know what? There's so many things that like I have that I bought on a whim. I bought this on clearance at a Disney store because it was like $3, and I was like, no, that's kind of cool. It's a gaffy stick. I'll buy it. It was at the Disney outlet here in Vegas, and it was just like there in a bin. I was like, nobody wants that? Yeah, I'll get it and put it on the wall one day. And it's been in like storage for years until just recently I put it up on my wall when I moved to this house. And now with this episode, it's like, yes, this means so much more now. And it's so cool that like I'm literally the only streamer on YouTube right now holding a gaffy stick during this whole episode. I can guarantee that.
I don't know what it's from, but
Oh,
that's one
yeah,
version
no.
of
Put on
them.
the mask. Just keep the mask. Here, I'm going to put you on full screen. You can kind of see a little better. Yeah, keep the mask.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that's pretty
That's
intense.
one
It looks
version.
like a zombie. Looks like a zombie.
Yeah, it does.
Now what I put up on the screen here.
Right.
Lord Firehawk says, enjoyed the Geico gecko crawling up his nose. That was kind of entertaining. And the whole episode is really good. Him becoming part of the tribe. Okay, here's a question. How do you rate this episode? I rate it 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, I'd probably put it like a 9 out of 10. Like a 9. I think that's fair. I don't know that I would say it was perfect, but it was pretty dang good. I don't know that
Yeah.
I'll need to watch it maybe 2 or 3 times till I can really pick out the flaws. But I am right now 8 minutes in, and they're back at the sanctuary. I just have it on kind of in the background. Or 8.5 minutes in, and the music's just started playing. The new like cantina flamenco, whatever, like Spanish guitar, and just re-seeing some of the stuff on here in that cantina scene alone. I'm like, I'm gonna rewatch this so many times. There's so many little aliens, so many little things. I loved this episode. I thought it was so good, so good. Not complaining. Aliens outnumbered the humans heavily. They did. Was it too many? Was that too many aliens for you?
I think it was just right.
Right? I think it was. Derek Cross says, much better episode. Really enjoyed this one. That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Dance is so many levels of awesomeness. And rather, the huts were they connected? Were those twins connected? Oh, hey, we got a super chat from Jason Georgia sent $4.99 in galactic credits. Thank you so much for the super chat. You're keeping the old Star Cruiser fueled up so we can do more adventures like this. So much appreciated, friend. Thank you for the super chat. All the gaffy sticks were different. That is a good point. And that's something we hadn't really seen close up. That they are all built a little bit different. They kind of use the same basic shape, but since they're all handcrafted and handmade, it really does give these things much more meaning now. Tuscans aren't human, and understanding that they start wrapping up their bodies from birth. That's true because when we saw the little baby in Attack of the Clones. There's the female. You can buy the action figure, the female with the little baby, and it's like like mummified. So you're right. They do start wrapping them up as babies. And humans can't have kids. What did I say? Can't have kids together, according to some of the comics. Interesting. That's why I like having you guys here, because you guys fill in those gaps of the stuff that I personally don't know. Looks like a person who was burned badly. Yeah, it kind of did, right? Oh, here we go. Train heist, Firefly vibes.
Yes.
Yeah, I could see that. I feel like Fett will call in the Sand People for desert power later in the series. I love it. A little Dune callback, full circle, because Star Wars kind of ripped off Dune, but Dune kind of, it's all circular. Everyone's ripping off each other. I love it. The Tuscan kind of looked like a ghoul from Fallout. Yeah, I could see that. Oh, so regarding the huts, Jeff says they were said to be cousins, so conjoined is unlikely. Now I've got them on my screen now, and they're just kind of like sitting on each other. It's kind of weird. So, yeah, who are the two huts? What are their names? And isn't that the Dark Wookiee from the comics? Yep. I think you're right. It is the comics. I don't have names for the twins yet. I don't know. Other than the twins, we don't have anything. But, man, the Wookiee just black... Was it Black Chrysantan? He's mean looking. He is just a bad looking dude. And I think because they showed us him now, we're going to see him come back in this series.
Yeah.
That wasn't it. You don't just make that costume and have him show up for 2 or 3 seconds. I guess you could say that about Boba Fett in the original movies, but which would be really funny. They did do something
It's
like
like, that's it.
Nope, no, it's all you get. Don't act like we haven't done this before. But he was really cool looking. He just that look on his face is so good. So I'm saying different per different tree branch. Yeah, I guess the different branch you get would definitely determine how your gaffy stick is. Or is it Gadurfi? Because it's spelled both ways. Gadurfi and Gaffy. He says Gaffy in A New Hope. You say, oh, there's all these Gaffy sticks and Bantha tracks or whatever. He does say Gaffy. But in the Star Wars CCG cards, which was like where I learned all my Star Wars nerddom from, it mentioned both. It said Gaffy, or short for Gadurfi stick. I don't know. Gadurfi sounds more like a Sand People word. Gadurfi.
Gadurfi.
Or whatever. You know?
McClunky.
McClunk, exactly. McClunky. Ripley's Believe It or Hut. GFS said, he looks mean. You don't want to mess with him. In a video game, that Wookiee would be a boss level. Agreed. 100%. Yeah. Yes. So much fun. All right, so I have let me message my friendo here who is gonna show up and see if he's still gonna stop by. All right, cool. I'm gonna send him a little tap, a little nudge. More important question: litter holders must be swole to hold those two huts, right? And it was funny when you saw that one guy like lose. He lost it for a second. Yeah, he's like, "Oh, you got it too much." That's.
I wanted him to fall. That would have been fun.
I know. What would they have done? Black Santan should have a scar over one eye that Obi-Wan gave him. Oh wow, yeah, that is a very detailed thing. I would not know that. I need to read the Afro comics. I own plenty, but I haven't actually read them. I bought them and collected them, and was like, "There's not enough time in the day for me." Let's see here. Well, this is a good question. Jeffrey Clinard asked, I wonder who he needs to get permission from to kill the Hutts. Yeah, who's higher up than the Hutts? That is a great point. Because she specifically says, you can't kill them. You need to get permission first. From who? Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe we'll find out.
And I guess, will we see the Pikes again? Because he sent them packing. He sent them back to their leader to be like, hey, no. Like, I spared you. It was very much the end of Kill Bill when she puts what's her name in the trunk. It was like, no, I'm sending you back to Bill because I want him to know that you know what I know. You know, like that kind of thing. Like, I'm sending you back to your boss so you can tell them this. And that's kind of what he did with the Pikes. I hope the Galactic Star Cruiser has as many aliens as this episode. Me too. I heard there are more aliens, actually. I heard there will be a good amount of aliens walking around. So I'm feeling better about that concern myself. Aiden asks, can you show your Hasbro Darksaber, please? Ryan? If you're into it?
Yeah, I can grab it.
Within
grab
reach
it.
And you want to grab it? Cool.
Yeah, that's right there.
Jason George says, love the Hutts, the Pikes, the Tuskens, the culture of the desert. You know what? As a desert boy, I love it too, actually. I grew up in the desert. I was born in Las Cruces, New Mexico. There's like nothing there. It's much bigger now, but there was like nothing there. I lived in El Paso, Texas, not too far from there, for quite a while. And then after that, I bounced around a little bit, but like Alamogordo, New Mexico, which is absolutely nothing. Went to like White Sands Desert. I'm very much a child of the desert. Lived in Albuquerque for a bunch of years after that, and then moved to Las Vegas. All desert. My entire life has been desert. Just a desert kid. So a lot of this stuff seems familiar. Even the coming of age hallucinogens thing. Oh yeah, we did that in the desert. So like that's very real. Let's see, Caitlin Howard, that litter was sagging too bad. I felt bad for the litter carriers. Oh, there you go. I'm going to put you on full screen here. Show that. Oh, yeah.
All right, so here it is. The build. Let's see if I can. Oh, yeah. So the lights will actually turn on without the blade in it, which is pretty cool.
Oh,
so all three lights, or all four lights will light up. The speaker is on the side.
That just looks gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks so good.
And is
I'll
it
put the
like
blade.
it's
Put the blade in.
is it like slightly rounded at the where you're holding it? It's 1 in the morning. All my lights turned off. A little bit. It's not as flat as it
Yeah, a
looks like in
little.
some of the toy versions.
Yeah, it's a little rounded. It feels good in the hand.
Oh, that's the most important part. Like, is it? Yeah.
Yeah. To put the blade in, you gotta like take it apart a little bit,
Mm.
which is sort of annoying, but
Oh yeah, you just have like a little Allen wrench that you have to open it up a little
yeah,
bit. Yeah, I mean all the best sabers do, right?
yeah. I mean, that's my favorite part about the Savis and stuff. How you can just slip them,
Yeah. Oh,
slip
real
them
quick,
off
looks
and
like
on.
Tommy sent us some galactic credits. Oh, I'm gonna put that back on screen. Where'd it go? I lost it. I want to at least read it real quick. It says had a defective hex screw that instantly stripped. Oh, on the Darksaber force effects. Oh, good to know. Good to know. All right. Oh, there you
So
go.
yeah, so you slide this part over. You take this part out, so that part comes out, and you just
Gotcha.
put it aside.
Yeah. And then you kind of retighten the screw so it goes back in.
Yeah,
Oh, that is a big Allen wrench.
yeah.
That is
It's
very big. Like, I'm used to these tiny ones for these other lightsabers.
yeah. This is a big
Oh, you
one.
can hear it. Yeah, that's pretty thick.
It's got the
Oh, it sounds good. I like the sound on that.
It's got the burn. I don't know if I can see it. If you can see it on screen, but it's got the.
The wall.
You hold the button
You can see
down.
it a little bit. You can see it a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. You can see the color like kind of changing at the tip there.
Yeah. Then the
That is cool.
blaster flight. Yeah, I like it.
That's
I like it a
awesome.
lot better than the Legacy one. If I'm being
Yeah.
honest.
That's fair. I mean, the legacy ones are cool, and I guess kind of easy to get a hold of sometimes. You know, like,
Yeah.
but the Hasbro ones you pay roughly an extra $100, but you get just more features out of it. They do much more.
Yeah.
Like you said, that wall burn kind of tip thing. You had mentioned your NeoPixel earlier. Does it have a feature where you like, without holding any buttons, you just like stab forward and it does the wall burn?
I think so.
Because
It's
this
not
one,
charged right now.
this one that I was just sent does do that. Now that's like, to me, one of the more impressive things that without having to hit a button, you just like jolt it forward and it does like the
Yeah.
wall burn tip for a couple seconds. Like, wow, these things are insane now. All right, let me check back in with the chat here. MagFed Mandalorian says, just say no to nose lizards. Yeah. Oh, Tom, you had to send yours back to Big Bad Toy Store because it had that strip screw. That sucks. Were they able to replace it, or did you just give up? Where you're like, nope, don't need it. Sometimes I do that. I've been like, it's too much of a hassle now. Darksaber looks better than the others you've seen. Yeah, no, that is a really good looking
Yeah.
Darksaber. Jason George says, my family's from the same places, El Paso, Alamogordo, and Las Cruces. That's hilarious. What small world, man. Really small world. Because those are like kind of smaller towns. El Paso's big. But Alamogordo and Las Cruces are like no, you know. Well, Las Cruces is bigger now. And most of my family actually lives there still. I have no family in Alamogordo. We lived there for like a year. But those lizards kind of look like Madagascar day geckos, which I actually raise. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. Arnold Valentino says, I wonder if we can build our own gaffy sticks in Batu. Would pay serious coin for that experience. They're going to have to because a lot of you guys are saying that tonight. A lot of you guys are saying that. Tom Hudson says, see you next week. Same Fett time, same Fett channel. You know it. The Daimyo channel is what I changed my Twitter name to. Thankfully, here we go. Thankfully, Big Bad Toy Store will refund you, but now you need to buy another one. Oh, boo. Oh, someone gave me a thumbs down. Well, that's sad. Jason Georges says, thanks for doing this. Well, thanks for being here, being part of the squad, man. Glad to have you. Arnold Valentino says, I wonder if the human couple from the bar scene would be important. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually, that's on screen right now. Him fighting the biker gang. I don't know if they're going to be important. Because think about, I keep going back to Mando but in that episode where he went to, was it Sorgan? Sorgan? The one with the water pods, and he helped them fight off the ATST. We'd never see them again. He did show up and defeat the bullies, but we never saw, we never saw that group again. And I think in this case it's a similar deal. He's going to beat up that gang and take their bikes in order to defeat the train. The bigger enemy was the pikes on the train, and that's what matters, not so much this biker gang. And so I don't think that couple that he saved really, really matters. I think the important part of that whole scene was that he got the bikes, which he later gave to the Tuskens. Let's see. JD Vision says, Galaxy's Edge Trippy Lizard Experience coming up.
It's going to be the new drink at Oga's.
That's it. It's going to have a little gummy lizard on it. My Nerf Mando rifle arrived from Hasbro direct in a large shipping box, so the collector box was protected. Oh, that's good to know, because mine was ruined by Amazon. Okay, so for any of you who watched my review on the Nerf Mandalorian rifle, I'm going to try and paint it up soon. I don't know. I don't like to give timelines because I say I want to do something, and then I want to do a billion things, and I never get to it. But I would like to repaint it, and I kind of want to revisit that review and try to shoot something a little bit bigger than action figures. So I got it, right? And it shipped to me from Amazon. It's a fancy collector box, but Amazon didn't put it in another box. And so it arrived to me all banged up. And I'm like, oh, what? Like, what is this? The collector box is like a feature. And you sent it to me just in that box. And then I kind of took it outside and I set up a bunch of Jawas in my backyard. And I was like kind of a little ways away. I was trying to shoot them. I had a lot of Jawas. So I was like, this should be kind of easy to hit. It was not. It took me forever to hit Jawas. So I was like, I need to maybe aim for something bigger than this big. They're small targets. I get it. So I kind of want to revisit
it. It's a walk rats.
Yeah, I don't want to shoot my droids, but I do have a Nerf target. It's about this big. It's like, maybe 8 inches wide by 7 inches tall. It's a little Nerf target, and it lights up and keeps track of points. So I'm like, maybe I use that, and I see how accurate it is using a bigger target. But if anyone's interested in me revisiting the Nerf Mandalorian rifle, let me know, because I kind of want to do it, but I don't know if people will care. All right, Don's heading out. This old man needs his beauty sleep. Well, you get that, brother. You get that. Night, Don, as everybody says. Let's applaud Dano. And well, thank you, Aiden Bradley. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. And guys, make sure you're following. I put his tag's been up here for his Instagram tag. I Am Geek Show. But if you don't already know Ryan, he makes some really cool kyber crystals. He's got a podcast, I Am Geek. Back to the kyber crystals though. Such good craftsmanship. And you guys, if you guys look,
thank you.
If you look up some of the kyber crystal videos that I've done, I reviewed some of yours. The was it Forces of Nature collection that you had sent me, and yeah.
Oh, there we go.
See, it's official. I didn't drop it, but you dropped it.
Yeah.
So it's now an official video. Thank you for making this video official.
I'm just here to help out. That's the that's the Hoth one.
A tiny little
Wappa
lightsaber
Cave
in there. I'm gonna, you know what? While you're holding it up, let me put you on full screen. That way they can actually see you a little better. Yeah.
It's hard to see. This is the Dagobah one. It's got the swamp inside of it.
Oh, that's so cool. The top is see-through, and it's got little swampy, seaweed kind of kelp or whatever. Yeah.
It's a gnarl tree.
Really, really cool. Really well crafted.
This is the one with Luke's hand. This is the Cloud City one.
Oh, yeah, Luke's hand floating inside. That's right. That's right. That's so cool.
Yeah, 50th anniversary crystal for Disney World. There's only a few of these left. I only made 50 of them.
And then you're making some more for cast members for your next trip.
Yeah, cast members. Cool. And then this hand right here will be my next release.
Oh, you pulled the Rancor on us.
Yeah, it's right in this hand.
It's in
there.
If
I open my hand,
it's in there.
You might want to flip the camera off.
Now, I've seen pictures, but you guys got to wait. You got to follow Ryan. You got to... Wrong point. That way. You're that way. You got to follow Ryan because you're going to release that, I'm guessing, soonish in the next couple weeks or so?
When I get back from Hawaii,
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
So let's say
Probably
the
'cause
next month-ish is probably when we should.
I will have it at Disneyland with me. I'm going to show it off
Ah,
this, so I
okay.
know I'll have it with me.
So if you want to see it and you happen to be in the Disneyland area when you
Yeah,
are, that's a good chance. It looks
yeah,
really
the
cool. I'm really
16th.
excited.
I've done a little bit of tweaking since I showed you a picture to make it more functional. So.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
I guess that's a good way to put it. We also go live every Thursday night on I Am
Oh,
Geek
yeah, there you
Show
go.
on YouTube. Yeah, but man, I want to show this off, but I just
Oh,
can't.
look, Galen Howard said she bought 2 of your 50th ones recently. There you go.
Oh,
So
thank you so
we
much.
got people here who already, they're very familiar with you. That's awesome.
Well, I love making them, and I love seeing people get them and have them, and I do it to bring a smile to people's faces. That's why I do it, and so that's awesome.
That
That's
is
awesome.
cool, right? All right.
But
Let's
yeah,
see
this
what's
one
going
in here,
on.
this one behind my hand is
Like a Thanos move. There's no gauntlet, but
yeah, it's right behind this finger right here.
ah. Lord Firehawk says, so Dana, are you saying you were shooting like a stormtrooper? Yes, I was.
Oh, well,
Nate O'Shea is calling the video official because you dropped something. Yep, it's
Yep.
official. I wonder if Jabba's child would be in this show, or was he killed off in Clone Wars? I don't think they killed off that Hutt. Was it? It wasn't Rada, was it? I can't remember. I'm not super familiar with Clone Wars. I've watched through it a couple times, but the specific details of that show escape me. It's my weakest point in Star Wars
I don't
lore.
remember if he died or not. I'm trying to remember.
All right, let's see here. Jason's got to go. Off to the back to tank. Well, have a good night, sir. Glad you were here. I hope to see you next week. Melody Hudson's got to go too. Thank you guys for being a part of this. I'm glad you guys are here hanging out. I am gonna see if, because I knew someone else who was thinking about coming on.
Oh, thank you, Nate.
Let me just check real quick. Cool. All right, just send a little message because I don't want to stop the stream and wind it down if he's going to stop by. Because I'm like, if you're going to stop by, I'll hang out for a bit longer.
Who's this mystery guest?
There he is. Okay, so I've got a special guest coming in. Let me add him to the chat here. It's Mondo. What's going on, Mondo? How you doing, man? Welcome.
How you doing?
Good. So, tell us what you thought about tonight's episode, man.
Yeah, can you guys hear me and see me just to make sure?
You just went dark.
Right
we
when I
could see
said
you
it.
and hear you for a second, and then you just went dark.
No. Oh my gosh, I got out.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, take your time. We can figure
We can hear
it
you.
out. Yeah.
Let me see. Let me try to.
I'm trying.
Oh, while you're figuring that, says Ryan do a Hutt crystal. Ooh, a Hutt crystal.
Ooh.
I think I'm just gonna be a
There's the
shadow.
thoughts.
All right.
Let me see. I don't get why I can't come in. Give me.
Yeah, he probably needs to just rejoin real quick.
Yeah.
That's no problem. There he is. And
Yes, there's a few 50th crystals left.
I can see you. I don't know if I can hear you yet, but
Hey!
I can see you. Oh, there you are. I can hear you. Gotcha. Welcome, man. Can you hear us?
No.
You can't hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Yeah, he probably needs to just rejoin real quick.
You're on, it's through Ecamm. I think you use similar software, but...
Oh my
and he's
God.
gone again.
I feel so bad.
No worries, dude. Don't even worry about it. We'll get him in here eventually. I'm just glad he's trying to get it in there. Aiden Bradley's asking, how many more 50th ones do you have?
There's a few left. So if you go on Etsy on I'm Geek Shop, they'll be there on I'm Geek Shop.
All
All
right.
one word.
I feel like it's working this time.
Well, I can hear you. I can see you.
Yes,
Can you
there
hear
we
and
go.
see us? Okay, cool. Good. Hey, my lights
So
just cut out.
I know you guys have probably been asked this already. What did you guys think?
Loved it. I liked it better than the first one.
It was so good.
Absolutely.
I feel like this episode left me with a lot of like, I'm lost. Like, where are we going? Where are we going with everything?
It opened up a lot of doors, I think. It did, because now we have the Hutts involved. We have the Pikes involved. I think we wrapped up stuff with the biker gang, and we've kind of wrapped up stuff with the Tusken Raiders, the Sand People.
Yeah.
But we also have the mayor now. How's that going to work with the mayor? Are we going to get more of that? So it definitely opened it up to be a little bit bigger than it was before.
I really like too that I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but I'm just gonna go with Santi, the Wookiee.
Oh, Black Chrysantan.
Chrysantan, yeah.
Chrysantan, yeah.
I feel like that character is a storyline in itself, and I had a chance to read, and he gets involved with the battle with Obi-Wan.
That's what someone was saying. He should have a scar on his eye or something from that. So
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe they're going to use him in both.
That because Obi-Wan's not around the corner too.
Yeah. We're just like 2 months away. I think March, right?
Wow, we're getting a lot of Star Wars to start off the year.
A lot this year. Andor.
Into May 4th with Star Wars Celebration, then Star Wars Night.
Are you going to Celebration?
I'm going. I have my tickets from a long time ago.
Good. Me too. I'll see you there. I need to get my Star Wars Night ticket on the 11th when they go on sale. I had them for my whole family, and then when everything hit and they refunded my annual pass or whatever, I was like, well, yeah, I guess refund the tickets for Star Wars Night too. And I didn't even think about it. But what I'm going to do is instead I'm going to go on May the 4th. And then that way when on the Star Wars Night during Celebration, I don't have to take the whole family. We don't have to go. We'll do something else that night. I'll have already had my time doing the Star Wars Night at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Because they jacked the prices up on that thing.
I know. I heard even if you had a Star Wars Night ticket, you still had to pay like $60 more for May 4th.
Yeah. So that means it's going to be like $180 just to buy a ticket
I
on the
feel like
11th.
you should just get a courtesy. Like, we had your money for a whole year and whatever. You should just get that.
They owe me interest, man. They owe me interest.
Do you think they're going to go more into the flashback as him as a kid?
I don't know, because when he was tripping out there and he had that lizard booger thing, it seemed to resolve a lot of that, I think him tripping out and kind of finding himself through that spiritual journey might be the end of the flashbacks.
Okay, so they're just going forward now.
I hope. I do like the flashbacks, and I do want to see more of him as a kid, but I kind of feel like maybe that's what that little montage was. And that was him kind of becoming the full Boba Fett in becoming who he is now, this new one that we know who's, because that was kind of the transformation. We saw him in the Sarlacc pit. He got out. This whole Sand People thing happens. He's now, at the end of this episode, become one with them, a part of the tribe. And that whole him tripping out thing really nailed that in. So
I wasn't ready for the lizard in the nose.
Oh, me? Nobody was. Nobody was.
Because when it happened, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I jumped back. I was like, no way.
The other thing too, I really enjoyed how Boba was, in a sense, training everybody to ride the bikes. That was really cool. That
was pretty funny. Yeah, that was cool. I liked that.
And I like that. He's one of their own now. That's kind of where that ended.
And it completely explains why he looked the way he looked when we saw him in Mandalorian. It's that's why he had the gaffy stick. That's why he had the black robes. That's that's why he didn't have his armor. So all of that has now been explained by the end of this episode. So any questions we had after watching Mando Season 2, they've been answered.
Yeah.
We know how he got out. We know why he looks the way he looks. So now we can move forward.
Yeah, I'm excited. I feel like episode 3 is gonna really push this story a lot. I think that's the episode that will.
I think so too. That's when we're finally gonna get like more movement into the new, and maybe like you were asking about flashbacks. I think less flashback, more new. I think this episode ended the Tusken Raider story. We know when we got out. We know how he is now, and we can just go on to what he's up to in the new stuff and focus on that.
I wanted to ask Ryan, do those kyber crystals, do those work with the lightsabers?
Oh yeah,
And
they all work with the
that's
Savis.
cool.
Dude, they're really
Yeah,
cool.
and the holocrons. Yeah, they work with both things.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Dude, just wait till you see the new one he's coming out with.
Yeah, I was watching the live when you were showing them like on the camera. That was really cool. I'm interested now.
Oh, you mean this in my hand?
So yeah, that's the one in his hand is one a lot of people, almost nobody's seen yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be cool when that comes out. It's gonna change the game for custom kyber crystals, because there's a lot of people out there that make the custom ones that will work in the lightsabers, and some people like Crafted Core. You've worked with Crafted Core before. They do double-sided. So all you have to do is flip it and it changes colors.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Dude, that's genius. Literally genius.
Well, this one takes that few steps further.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm
The
definitely gonna
custom
check it out.
community
Yeah.
is really cool, man. The people that like Ryan, who like nerd out about this stuff and like want to make cool things out of what Disney gave us and just take it up a notch, or 3 or 4 or 6 or 8. You know, like, it's cool. The creator community is the best part of Galaxy's Edge, I think.
For that's essentially that staff he made at the end. Does it have a name? That's what I was wondering.
I got one already, man. That's a gaffy stick. So they mention it in A New Hope. Luke mentions it when he goes back home after visiting Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he finds that Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru have been killed. He mentions gaffy sticks. He's like, "Oh, there's gaffy sticks in Bantha tracks," and so this is the gaffy stick that he's referring to. So today we learned that they're all individually hand built and carved, you know, from the tree after they go on their journey. So it was really cool.
All I kept thinking was like Savi's workshop. Like, it'd be cool to get
Everybody in the comments tonight's been saying that. A lot of people
yeah, I don't know. It's just
that.
I feel like we just want these experiences in real life. That's like really what it is. Like at a theme park.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm sure tons of people like. Imagine you get like a different end. You get a slightly different thing. You get to pick the staff middle, even if it's just those 3 pieces, and there's like 3 different versions of each one. People will pay for that and will want to do that. Yeah, and just have the sand person just sitting there, like,
oh my God,
telling you what to do. Like, that'd be amazing.
Sign me up.
That'd be amazing. Now I got this at Disney parks. Actually, this is from a Disney parks.
One thing you mentioned in one of your lives, it's so cool that we could do these like watch parties and like geek out.
Oh yeah.
I feel like we haven't had a chance to talk Star Wars with like other people's lately at all.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
That's true.
It's been a minute since we had anything like substantially new. I mean, Bad Batch was around and that was fine, but I don't know. This is bigger. This just feels big when it's live action. It's a little different.
Yeah,
it's more of an event.
Well, I appreciate you guys' time. Nice meeting you, Ryan. Hope you guys have a good night.
Yeah,
Episode 3.
Yeah, you too. It's good meeting you.
Right on, dude.
Heck yeah. Take care, Dana. I appreciate you having me on, man. Have a good night.
Yeah, brother. Have a good night.
Later.
Have a good night.
All right. Cool. Well, where am I at here on the episode? I am 40 minutes, so I got about 10 more minutes left on the episode. I'm going to go back to the chat and see what people got to say here. This is from a little bit ago. Jeff says, I thought he mentioned that when they found the Jawa sandcrawler. Oh, I don't know what that's referring to. I'm going to go back a little further. Tom says, and the Disney takes Life Day to make money after the fans make it a thing. Yeah, no, Disney does do that. They do that. So, that being said, we're talking about the custom kyber crystals. How long do you think until Disney makes kyber crystals with more than one voice in it? Since that's kind of where the maker community is leaned towards, like, dual-sided.
I don't know. I hope they don't, but I don't know.
Right?
You know,
but it seems that they keep doing that. They keep taking what the community.
You mentioned Life Day. There's the Life Day crystal.
Yeah, with a little orb in it. That's cool.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I don't. They do that though. They find stuff that people like on Etsy make, and then they make their own version of them.
Yep. All the time.
So it could happen. I hope. I mean, I hope they make new stuff.
It's their property, so they're totally allowed to.
Yeah. I hope they make new crystals. I hope they make new Savi parts. You know.
Yeah, I hope so too. And I wonder, just like, I'm sure they're going to at some point, but the logistics of adding a new theme changes the show a little bit, or at least the way the prep for the show works. Because, outside there's that little drawer with the 4 different drawers that pull out.
But no, it's got an extra drawer.
Oh, does it have
There's an
one
extra
more?
drawer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but you add one more theme? And, I mean, I would love to see it. I just wonder how much more needs to go into them implementing that. Like, do they have storage built in to the back when they have to pull the things out? I don't know. There's a little bit more that goes into it other than just like having it. But I hope they do. I hope they do. Nate says, after this episode, does the poll change to Din or give more votes to Boba? I never closed the poll. That is a great question. 61% Boba Fett and 39% Din Djarin. 155 votes. Not a huge sample, but still. Yeah. And more people think Boba. All right. Let me see what else we got here. Tom says he's going to be a sand person on Galactic Star Cruiser and piss off the entire staff. Galen Howard's been rewatching season 2 to build shock trooper armor for the trip. Oh, that's cool. See, I love hearing that everybody's getting stoked. Lloyd dropping the 5 fires from Mondo when he was here. Awesome. Gaffy Sticks. May 2022. It's when you're going to the Star Cruiser, right? Let's see here. Oh, this is a good point. Jeff says Disney won't. They want to sell you 2 crystals. That's a good point.
True.
That is a very good point. Lloyd says Droid Depot selling individual parts now. Yeah, and they've been off and on with that. Even in 2019, a month or so after it opened, I was able to buy extra legs and an extra head. And then they stopped for like a long time. They didn't do it, and then they brought it back when they reopened earlier this year. So yeah. Good morning, guy JD. Good morning. That sounds so crazy. I'm running off like 3 hours of sleep in the last 2 days.
It's 3:27 here.
Yeah, it's late. All right, let me get... Okay, cool. I'm almost caught up with the chat here. But I can't stay in that era and be successful. People want Mando and Grogu. Yeah, they do want Mando and Grogu. I wonder how they're going to integrate that into the parks. Because it is going to have to happen one way or another. And I don't personally... If it was my art project, if Galaxy's Edge was my art project, I would be like, no, this is what I designed it as. This is what it needs to be. That's me. That's how I would do it. I'd be like, no, we don't need to add this new stuff just because it's popular. We just need to figure out ways to make this the way we wanted it before you cut the budget. That's how I would be about it. But I do think the reality is suggesting that we will probably see some kind of integration of Boba Fett, Grogu, Mandalorian, or whatever new IP and characters they come up with integrated into Galaxy's Edge eventually. Maybe not this year, maybe not even next year, maybe 3-4 years down the line, they start to weave that in a little bit better. But I don't know, does that mean they weave it in?
That's Disney.
Yeah, right? Like, they kind of always change things and do stuff like that, so it's to be expected. Let's see.
And it brings in more money.
It does. Tom saying Rise of Resistance was originally Escape from Death Star ride. I'm sure it was. I mean, it could easily have been that. Definitely. All right. Let's see here. Got a lot of good morning. Someone's saying they're in Australia. I missed it. Alsbrick says Boba Fett went from having like 5 minutes of screen time to having his own show. And I wonder, are we going to get more stuff like that? I mean, I know we're getting Andor this year. I don't believe we're getting Ahsoka this year. I think it comes out in 2023. But man, there's a lot of good Star Wars on the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
I know people like to complain that like Disney has it, and for whatever faults it has, and it does have faults. We're getting the most Star Wars we ever got since Disney acquired it. And we've had some of the best Star Wars. Oh, my lights went out. I have them on timers to go out at 1 in the morning. And so they're all like going out. And I keep setting them to like, no, turn back on. But we've gotten the most Star Wars since Disney acquired it. And we've gotten some of the best Star Wars. And like, it just keeps expanding and getting bigger. And I don't know. I'm here for it. I'm stoked on it. I love all this stuff. Galen Howard said maybe they will make Mandalorian store for Boba and Mando. I could see something like that. Aiden said when you went to Galaxy's Edge, they had 0 legacy sabers. If you went in Florida, that's the case right now. There are not a lot of legacy sabers. So now, Ryan, are you planning on picking up any other sabers when you visit? Because they actually have them.
Yeah,
I have that problem when it comes to figures.
Yeah, I really want that Darth Maul one. The Shadow one.
Oh, yeah.
That's so cool looking.
I almost bought it. I was out in California a couple weeks ago. I didn't go to Disneyland, but I went to the Trading Post in downtown Disney. I was like, let me stop by real quick and see the Boba Fett throne and see if they have anything new in the Trading Post. And so on our way home from like LA, we stayed in like Hollywood. But on our way home, I was like, let's drive by, swing down to Disneyland, and then go back to Vegas. And I almost bought it. I was like, let me see it. I was like, I don't do replicas. Like if once I start down that path, forever will it dominate my destiny? Or like I don't want to go into legacy sabers because I know I'll just want more and more and more.
I pick and choose the legacy sabers.
Yeah.
But I would like to have that one. And then my luck's what's going to happen is I'm going to get there, and the day I get there, Cal Kestis will come out.
That's the only one that I can say for sure I would buy. That's a no-brainer. And my wife will be like,
you have to pick one.
That's a no-brainer for me. If that came out,
I have a full Cal Kestis.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a cosplay, full Cal Kestis, so I have to have the lightsaber
awesome.
that goes with it.
You have to.
You know?
You have to. It's required.
Yeah,
and so I have that kind of thing, like I was saying, I have that kind of FOMO when it comes to figures. So it's hard to find new Star Wars toys in stores like Target and Walmart and whatever.
Yeah.
The sections are always just like decimated. And so I don't collect Black Series, but occasionally I'll be at the store and I'll be like, oh, they actually have something on the pegs and it's Black Series. And instead of leaving with nothing, I'll leave with 3 or 4 Black Series. I'm like, I don't even collect these. But it just felt good to be able to buy something Star Wars. And I'm like, why do I do this to myself? So that FOMO, like,
I'm the same way.
It's like, I just want to be able to buy something Star Wars. Nate says, I think Batuu as a physical land is neutral. Story comes from the characters and what they know at that timeline. So there's room for new characters. Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think it's a very good point. There we go. Disney makes better Star Wars shows than movies. Okay. Yeah, I could see that. I enjoy most of the sequels. Most of them, but I don't enjoy it all. And I think to say that if I were to look at like what percentage of the sequels, if you were to take just the sequels, all 3 movies, and give them 100%, what percentage do I like of that versus you take all the shows they've made and give that 100%? I do like the shows a higher percentage than I do the sequels. If you were to look at it broken down that way. Hutz versus Boba. Who do you think would win? Boba. He's gonna come on. You know he's gonna win. Lucasfilm Context say JJ wouldn't listen and didn't have a plan, so it threw everything else off like Resistance. Oh, okay. Yeah, that seems to align. Lord Firehawk says, hope everyone has a great night's sleep. Will everyone see you all next week? Yeah, I hope to see everyone next week. I think I am also at the point where I need to get some sleep. I know it is late where you are at. One last thing here. Dan Game just watched the episode and it was great. Very tense. And then a cool action scene. Yeah, absolutely. All right, I'm gonna wind this thing down. We hung out. We watched it. We had a good discussion. Ryan, thanks so much for hanging out tonight, dude. This was really fun.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. This was a lot of fun. Cool. If you're always welcome to come back. So if you're going to be staying up anyways and watching at midnight, you have the link to join. it shows up like a phone call while I'm in the middle of a live. So all I have to do is answer it. So you're always
That's
welcome to
awesome.
join in. And even if you want to just surprise me, I will literally be happily surprised. I think it's actually cooler to be surprised. Be like, oh, what? Someone's calling? Yeah, come on in. So you're always welcome on the channel if you see me live. Even if I'm not doing Boba Fett, if you want to just surprise me, I will genuinely just be like, what? This is cool. So
That's awesome.
Awesome. Guys, thank you to everybody who's been watching, everyone who shared the stream, who thumbed up the stream, who hung out for all of this. You guys are amazing. I appreciate all of you. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, just hit the little subscribe button. That way you get, and actually hit the little bell too. That way you get notified when I do these streams, because not everybody gets notifications of these streams. They don't. Like, I'll go live. may have some 70,000 subscribers, but maybe only 2,000 get a notification if you didn't hit all notifications. So it's very important that you do that. Guys, I appreciate you. Make sure you're following Ryan, I Am Geek Show, because you're going to want to know about those new Kyber crystals when they come out.
Yeah. I Am
You're
Geek
gonna wanna
Shop
know
on
about-
Etsy.
There you go. I Am Geek Shop on Etsy. And check out his podcast. You said every week, right?
Every Thursday.
Every
Yeah,
Thursday.
so we start at 9:15 Central Time, so
Okay.
figure that out where you live
Yeah.
on our YouTube channel on Geek Show.
If you're
Yeah.
in Pacific, that's 7:15 our time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, cool. Everybody, make sure you
Cool.
check them out. Until next time, don't be a moof milker. Be the spark.